Yeah, that's why I stay fat so I won't turn into a vampire.
Smart.
Very smart. That's the thing. I kill you, but then I still am super good friends with your corpse so that nobody believes that I did it.
Strong cup of coffee, strong stills of severed heads from the 90s that may or may not be real. A blumpkin for a lady is when I eat her out while she shits.
Holy fuck, that is dangerously close territory. Fuck them, that's what I always say.
Perfect introduction to episode 104.9 WXRX.
The X rocks.
That's a sweet little tidbit for you Rockford fuckers.
If you're not from Rockford, that was entirely too confusing for you.
Have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I assume people when they listen to this have absolutely no idea what's going on anyway. You know,
it's best to go in blind repeatedly. So if you've listened to us before, get the Men in Black memory eraser, doodad, doohickey, whatever you want to consider.
Thingamabobber.
Pull up with that doohickey.
Pull up with
sprayed.
Pull up with that douche sticky.
Sprayed with that memory erasing.
Get
whatever.
some smoke from the MIB.
Yeah, that's.
You don't want that intergalactic smoke.
No, are they making another one of those? Right?
They just came out with one.
Like it's out?
Yeah, like it's been out. It's allegedly terrible.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Who would have thunk that a Men in Black sequel this many years later?
I haven't heard about it. Yeah,
the 90s all over again. What's in theaters? Aladdin, Men in Black, Toy Story, Godzilla.
Yeah, it's true. Well, speaking of the 90s, it's the Dapper Dads.
Yeah,
we are out of touch.
We're exclusively a 90s era podcast now. We're simply going to be reminiscing about things we remember as, I remember as a child. Drama would have to reminisce about things from the late 1800s to early 1900s. We haven't quite pinpointed it yet.
1940s.
There's some black and white photos that I'd like to present to the public that I'm told
you know
I
that
can't.
Photo with that guy that looks like he's on a cell phone in like the 60s?
Yeah, and he's got like the
That's
glasses
me.
and stuff.
Yeah. I don't go back in time. I just was ahead of the curve.
Right, you've just always been this horrible
And I was trying to call
way.
someone and be like, yo, you should try this cell phone technology. No one was picking up the phone.
Trying to be like, yo, have you heard that new Valet single?
Yeah, people are like, what?
In the 60s.
Right. Could you imagine playing Acid in the 60s for someone just pulling up in your old-timey fucking
I'm
stupid
thinking
car?
like the 20s. I'd like to go back to like the roaring 20s with like myself.
We're going to get this shit roaring.
Oh,
Play
fuck. Yeah,
Finito.
that's why it was. Oh my God, going back to 1920s Chicago, playing Finito.
That's what caused the Chicago fire, if I do believe correctly.
Because
Finito.
that's when man invented fire, was when Chief Keef recorded Finito.
Of course. Go to www.thedapperdads.com and do all the things you can do there, which include anonymous submissions or just regular submissions. Some
There's
people
still
tell us
lots of little secrets on the
are.
websites nobody's found yet.
Yeah, first person to find a secret, you get something. So fucking get to it, baby. Look at that source code, or don't.
We're like that cicada 1311 thing. You got to look at the source code of the image.
Yep, and then you got to go to different parts of the country.
And then you call a phone number, but it's just the 4027
You
Dapper.
could have done it. Obviously, there's a lot of holes in our plan.
Well, yeah, we didn't. We got really drunk when we did it, so we don't necessarily remember everything that we did for it.
Buying us more time to figure out what the whole thing
That's what I
is.
believe the cicada thing is anyway.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just somebody
That's what
buying
I believe
more
this
time.
podcast is us
Just
buying
us buying
time until
time.
we're actually funny and entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's going to take, though.
Yeah, I think we're actually working backwards, but here we are, episode 104, which, do you know what that means?
Is it 2 years?
It's 2 years,
Hot
baby.
dog, yeah, we're on
And
2
in
years.
true Dapper Dad's fashion, we went big for the first year and did absolutely nothing different for the second year.
Because what? It's so, yeah, you have a baby and it turns 1. Congratulations.
Yeah,
now it's going to grow up into a piece of shit that you're raising.
Yeah, everybody has the baby's first birthday and you go and it's fun. And then the second birthday, you're like, I don't got to go to that. It's
Why the fuck would I? It's just a 2-year-old.
Yeah, maybe. I'll catch it.
Everybody talks about the terrible 2s, but wait until we get in the 3 and the 4 when we start back talking each other. We start with the incessant questions.
When can this podcast jump? That's what I always want to know. When can kids jump and like do cool stuff? Catch a ball, you know what I mean? I can punch them with a boxing glove and no one's going to be like, Jesus Christ,
like
dude,
the big
chill.
inflatable boxing gloves?
I did that with some children.
Yeah, and
That's
love
always
it.
acceptable.
They love it because they just get kids like with
bopped.
kids you can like throw them around. I've seen kids like fall out of trees and just get back up and be like,
throw
I'm
kids
fine.
out of trees.
I
and
turned
they're
my
perfect
neck
for
wrong
that.
the other day when I was reaching back to get something out of the passenger's pocket in my car, and I haven't slept right for 3
I know.
days.
I hate when you do that neck thing.
And you get that weird burn in
Oh
your
my
neck, and it just
God.
fucking hurts.
There's a 4-way stop on my way here where I got to really crank it, and there's been several times where I do that neck thing there. I drank so much my legs didn't work recently, so I mean, we're all dealing with some shit.
That's
my
a
feet
sign.
hurt every
That's
day.
a sign of something. I don't
You
care
weren't
who you are.
there.
At the
the cabin.
I thought this was a separate incident where like you woke up, you're just
No.
like my legs.
I haven't drank since the cabin. I'm trying to take a little sabbatical.
Yeah, I've been drinking since the cabin.
I had to take a break. Every time I
took a break for like a week.
Yeah. Well, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow.
Well, that's good because then you can get nice and drunk.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think that works anymore. It's just.
I like to get fucked up.
Email dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com with your favorite celebrity news.
Ooh, and they got to be real celebrity news.
We've been over this. Don't fucking play
Don't send me the bullshit where it's somebody's photoshopped head on a porn star. Of course we'll know. We've done our...
Or Photoshop our heads on a naked lady.
Do that.
Big bosomed woman.
Photoshop my...
Hairy bush. Big hairy bush.
Biggest bush you've ever seen.
Biggest boobs you've ever seen? That's smaller than the bush, we'll say. The bush makes the boobs look tiny.
The bush is bigger than the boobs?
Yeah, and the boobs are large. When you see the boobs,
like comically large?
Wow, pretty big.
What kind of areolas are we talking?
Huge
big
areolas.
Old pancake nipples?
Yeah, dinner plate nipples. Oh yeah, they're one's erect and one's not.
Oh,
you got to flick.
How do you manage it? You flick it before the photo shoot?
Yeah, she allows you.
Just rub a little ice cube on one,
yeah,
and then leave the other one just hot and steamy.
In a wine glass, just the tip of it in a wine glass, and it's artful.
There's a artist that I listen to called Bob Log III.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, he's a nightmare.
Is it a frog and a log on the bottom of the river?
A fish and a frog and a log and a bog and the hole in the bottom of the sea?
That's what I was looking for. Yeah, it's the worst version of that. There's a frog and a log in the water. I want to die. That's fine. Just an acoustic.
I want to die. I'm sad. This is great. Throw this on the sad playlist. No, he wears a cannonball, like a Evel Knievel cannonball diver suit. With a helmet that he's got.
Does he take a cannonball to the gut like the Smashing Pumpkins cover?
I fucking wish. He has a payphone that he has a microphone installed into, and that's what he sings into. Then he has a bass drum and a hi-hat that he plays with a slide guitar.
Oh my god!
But
so the music isn't good. It's all a gimmick.
I'll show you some of the music after the show. It is wildly. You gotta be a weird person to enjoy it.
I recently saw someone perform with the kick drum, hi-hat, and guitar, and it's just.
And the reason I bring him up is because he has a song called Boob Scotch, and what he does is he always just drinks straight scotch while he's on stage.
You have to.
And so for the song he brings up two what he considers to be large-breasted women from the audience to sit on his legs, and they dip their boobs in his scotch, which he then chugs, and then plays the song while they're bouncing on his leg while he's playing the drums.
This guy's got life figured out.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. He's got something figured out, but the life is stretching it quite a bit. He has.
Well, none of us have life figured out.
He's got his little niche figured out. You know, he found his little corner of the world, and he just lives in it.
I would love to do a live podcast where big-breasted women dunk their boobs in literally anything. So
anything?
I'm not going to be beggars. Gasoline? Can't be choosers. Oh yeah, gasoline. Then we light them on fire.
That's a lawsuit. That's for sure. No,
they sign a paper. They just sign their name on a blank piece of paper. Then we
but they can't read or write, so it's not technically legal when they sign the document.
Right. We only perform for blind people. We've been over this.
But then
personally, not publicly.
But then, are they going to know they're dipping their boobs in gasoline if they're blind? Are they going to smell it? And are they going to have questions?
Smell gas.
Do we lie to the people and tell them that they're not dipping their boobs in gasoline?
They're going to smell the gas, but I'll be smoking a lot around the gas.
So is it open containers of gasoline we're smoking around?
No, that would be irresponsible.
Oh yeah, suddenly that's what's irresponsible about this.
We just pour it on
venture?
the table and then we make them mash their boobs into it.
So is this going to be?
They don't have to be women.
Can this be one of those? Well, of course now we're non-discriminatory on this show. Can this be one of those things where we like light the table on fire and we have somebody jump onto it for like a Jackass style stunt?
Sure. After the boobs are.
Can we get Johnny Knoxville in on this?
I don't think he's doing well.
That's what I'm saying. He could probably use something to do.
I think Steve-O's sober now.
Sober and vegan, and he does like weird animal protests now where he gets like arrested
really
for it.
Changed his life.
Yeah, really just switched everything.
He looks very good.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah,
he's got to wake up in more pain than we were talking about before we started rolling.
Yeah, because
that's what I would think as a kid. Like these men are not gonna be
like
anything.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say alive for long, but then it made me think of Ryan Dunn. And
R.I.P. Dunn.
R.I.P.
Went out in a blaze of glory. Call 402-7 Dapper. That's 402-732-7737.
Give us your best Ryan Dunn joke.
Gee, we won't play those.
I won't play it, but I'll listen to it at 11:30 at night. I'll enjoy it. I just won't put it on the air.
You think there's not voicemails we haven't been allowed to air?
You think we don't filter the content that comes thugh the dad line onto the show?
Shit.
We've gotten some things, you bitch.
Follow us on Patreon. Oh, I bet you didn't see that coming, bitch. www.patreon.com/dapperdads. There's so many episodes. It's honestly, you're just
it's
a big,
honestly another
subculture
of the podcast at this point. If you like what you hear on here and you think, God, I wish they would just say worse things, we have some treats for you.
We got it. And
we got it.
Thick. There is a lot of thick options.
Thicker than the boy that makes my coffees.
Yes. We're looking also if anyone is a good adoption lawyer. We're looking to adopt a grown man of sorts.
And I don't know how old he is. He looks young.
He's legal.
For what?
To be adopted.
I don't know. I feel
he's
like
probably at least 18. He looks like he could be old.
I feel like he's
young.
older than we think he is, or
too.
He's shockingly younger than we think
Yeah,
he
it
is.
could really go either
because
way.
he's okay.
He's like me.
Because statistically, we only ever see him in the evening, so it does stand to reason.
He's a vampire?
Well, I was going to say he could be at school during the day, but vampire makes a lot more sense.
Well, you got to be 16 to have a job. So
Yeah.
regardless, 16 is old enough for us to have him as our child.
Now, that's something interesting to think about when I think about it. Because
adopting a 16-year-old?
I was thinking about adopting a vampire.
Okay, yeah, that's the gamble you take when you adopt a kid.
Well, you got me thinking about vampires, and you know,
Don't.
so like you get bit by a vampire, you turn into a vampire.
Okay.
Can you physically change your body at all after? Like, can you lose weight at all? So, like, if you're like a 500-pound man and you get bit by a vampire, are you just a 500-pound vampire for the rest of your life?
I don't know, but I do want to say you don't see fat vampires represented.
Yeah.
Is there like a weight thing with they don't bite ugly fat people?
Like
they
don't like all the
vampires
cholesterol
don't.
in the blood or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's too
like
sugary.
Yeah, like especially that's why you don't see American vampires at all because they don't want to come around.
We've broken this open.
I'm
so
telling
we need
you,
Netflix.
big
again,
vampires coming after us.
Netflix call. We have a lot of ideas. A bunch of fat vampires.
Just exclusively my 600-pound
You wake
vampire
up.
life.
This is what interior shot opening dark. You're sleeping. We're panned in close on a tight face. There's a noise
like those shitty Coldplay esque music videos in the early 2000s.
I don't know
where
if
the
I've
guy's
ever
sleeping.
seen a Coldplay music
I
video.
haven't
to
on
be completely
purpose.
honest. I probably have. But yeah, it's tight on his face. There's a noise. The eyes open, and you just hear heavy breathing, and it zooms out, and there's just a fat vampire.
Just a big boy vampire.
I flew all the way here. I'm gonna suck your blood.
And it's like, every other vampire I see, they seem to just kind of fly and levitate. Now, here's a question for you.
Do you have any meats of sorts in your fridge?
Not live ones.
The
Isn't that typically what vampires look for? There's a lot of misconceptions about who we are. Can I sit down for a little bit? You're floating.
I'm a little dizzy.
Floating, yeah, I'm floating. Yeah, floating, yeah, I'm floating. God, it slaps so hard.
I listened to it today.
I just want to hear that
Thinking
in a
about
club
fat
somewhere.
Vampires.
That's all I'm going to think about when I hear it now is fat vampires.
Yeah, if I get bit by a skinny vampire, I'm going to point out before they bite me that there's not enough equal representation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
their
like
culture.
I'm
gonna
be
really
like,
make them feel
y'all are a bunch of ableists, and they get bit in the neck.
They're like, oh, he pointed it out. We gotta bring Terry in. He's pointing it out. We can't have this get out. They got one fat vampire.
They keep in a cage at home because he can't be out here misrepresenting vampires.
Yeah, they bring him blood and just throw it in the cage.
Yeah, they can't even just like place a bucket in with a straw for him to drink out of. He's got a.
Interesting.
Well, how is he gonna drink it if they just throw it on him? Is he just gonna lick it off? Like that seems degrading. Imagine having
I've licked blood off of myself.
As have I. Who hasn't? But imagine like having a dog that you keep at home and like you crate it when you're gone so it doesn't tear up the furniture.
There's a huge difference between
you just throw a can of Alpo on it so it can lick it off itself. Huge difference
between a sweet puppy and a fat, gross vampire that shouldn't exist.
I think there's a lot more in common that you're just closing your eyes about.
Imagine getting bit by a vampire.
Doubt it.
I also doubt it. Big teeth holes.
Huge teeth
holes. And then
holes.
they stick a straw in your neck and suck it out. And there's like a whole thing. Like, you know how with CPR, they say you shouldn't put your mouth on another person's mouth? They give you those little packets.
Yeah. Like
blow in air into it.
They give you one of those little mouth things from that game. And they're like, do it like this. And you're just like.
Yeah. Wake up to that.
I can't love you.
Oh, I think he said I love to suck dick.
No, he's dying.
You wake up to that. Oh my God, I went to hell and I deserve it.
I went to hell and someone shot heroin into my neck. No, you're a
But yeah,
imagine that.
just
Imagine getting bit by a vampire.
A death vampire.
No, oh God, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Explodes into 1,000 bats and the bats spell out everything.
Yeah.
That's the point I was trying to make. Do you think the fat vampire explodes into more bats than the thin vampires?
Yeah. So
Like,
many
is it
bats in your whole
significant?
room.
It's just like it's just a cube of bats. They're just crawling all over you. You're just like, son of a bitch. Let these fucking bats out. Reassemble, you fat fuck.
You open it and it's 4 minutes of steady stream of bats flying out.
Someone's
Your
just
neighbors are
filming
like,
it.
oh my God.
I always knew that
into
guy was
some
fucked
shit.
up, but 4 minutes of bats?
I had to take a break. I went to take a piss and I came back. There's
Still an equally intrusive amount of bats
That's what
flying
happens.
around.
It's not like I said. You don't wake up to heavy breathing of a vampire. You wake up to bats just funneling in.
Wake up
and
to
you're like,
4
oh my
minutes
God,
of bats.
what have I done? And it just produces into a fat human, and you're like,
Big fat human, like
yeah, traditionally
Like
dressed like
Orson
an old timey vampire in like
it's
a
Orson
suit,
Welles. He's a
but it's
vampire.
he's just pouring out of the sides of it. You're like, you could have went with a bigger suit. We don't make a lot of money.
So you're a vampire. You can't just go find a guy that looks in your size and steal the clothes from him.
I've been in this bad suit for 3,000 years.
Well, first of all, props to you for making clothes last that long. Second of all, just go over to the Burlington, explode into 4 minutes of bats, and find yourself a suit.
It's just bats in a fitting room just pouring out. Can I get a room? I have 3 things. Oh,
Just
they're
imagine,
all occupied.
just imagine
at the
you're at
moment.
Burlington. It's like a Saturday afternoon. You're just looking for some pants. You just need some new jeans. Fall's coming up. The old jeans, they got a little tight over the summer, and it should be the opposite. You get chunkier in the winter. Why does this keep happening
I get
to me?
chunkier every season.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
idiot.
just keep getting fatter
until I turn into a fat vampire.
until I turn into a. Yeah, that's why I stay fat so I won't turn into a vampire.
Smart.
Very smart. You don't have to fear the paranormal if you're too big to be picked up and carried away by 4 minutes of bats.
Do you think there's also like an elitist feeling amongst the vampires where they're like, we've been alive for 3,000 years, and you're like,
You've
I've only
been alive for 1,500,
Yeah.
you stupid
Or
bitch.
just like, I've only been alive for 123 years. I got bit not that long ago. And they're like, this idiot wasn't there when Christ was allegedly crucified.
Some water just dripped from this onto my ankle while you were saying that, and I thought a bunch of bats were going to come up behind
Oh,
me.
yeah. They're all over there.
It's just one bat at first, and I'm like, yo,
Oh,
buddy, and then boom, just
It's
a
like,
ton of bats.
do you know how you can throw a tennis ball up in the air at night and the bat will come down? You know
Yeah.
that trick? You do that and you get 1, you get 2, you throw it up and you get 4 minutes of bats. Your whole backyard. You're like, don't step
Anywhere.
It just looks perfect, like
From
a
the
big
house,
black
you're like,
sea.
honey, toss me my cigarettes. I'm going to be out here for a while.
Get me a beer, and if we have anything else, I'd like to offer the bats some sort of prize for being here.
I'd like to offer something for my new
You're
guest.
just like, here you go, guys. Then the other bats
Just
start getting
sprinkling
angry.
a bag of chips
It's like
everywhere.
when-
It's like that video where the guy threw the pizza in for all the eels, and all the
Yeah.
eels come up. So
Or-
your wife just throws a pizza out the window, and a bunch of bats swarm it. But then the other bats are mad because they're not even close to the pizza because there's 4 minutes of bats.
That video of the lady that has all the cats and she just throws a
The
bag of
food.
food and they all come.
I saw a
It's like
video
that
this
with
week
the
of
bats.
I saw a video this week of how they feed farmed catfish. And what they do, and like they just have them stuffed in these things.
Yeah.
It's essentially what you think 4 minutes of bats look like, except it's catfish. And they basically have giant trash can lids that they put a dome of like this pellet food on. And then this guy just like gently places it in the water, and then they just all come up, and it just, you see it like spinning around and like floating away very fast, just because they just eat. So that's all catfish do, is they're like carp, they just fucking eat. They're like 4 minutes of bats, all they want to do is
Imagine
eat.
you're in your bedroom and 4 minutes of catfish come in
Cool.
and you're like, what is this? And then it comes into a big fat vampire, and the vampire's like, yeah, the whole mythology is
The bat
fucked.
thing's
We're
a huge
actually
misconception.
Catfish have been around way longer than bats.
So do you call
We're
it catfishing when
disgusted.
you turn someone into a vampire? Because we have a different term amongst the living now.
Yeah, we also dislike that show, especially after Neve's friend left and he started inviting his wife on.
But what we do like is when that woman said, "You never should have called me a fat ass Kelly Price." We do like
Yeah,
that.
that was
we
the
wanted
only
to turn her
episode.
into a vampire, but I'm the only fat vampire.
What happens when you know how you can punch a catfish in the mouth and pull it out?
That's not exactly how you do it, but go on.
I guarantee you I could do it.
No,
Given
you
enough
you
catfish.
stick your hand in the
Nope,
water.
I can
you
look
wiggle
one
your
square in
fingers
the
around
face and punch it through the mouth.
through the mouth.
and pull it out and then eat it.
I feel like you could do
Raw
the
off
same
my
thing.
arm.
Holy, I would pay
Just give me
$100 to see you do it.
Wish it would have been more, but I understand.
$1,000?
Yeah, there we go.
You're the one who said you could do it. You have to. Why am I paying you for you to prove to me that you can do it?
Because it's not like I woke up one day and started punching catfishes in the mouth.
But you seem so confident. Catfishes?
Catfishes? I punched
Grimini?
Imagine if I just looked at you standing in the river waist deep and I just punched 2 in the mouth and yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm glad you know exactly how it looks when I do
I know, my bro. What can I say?
But they're just dead ass vampires.
Oh my god, yeah, and they're just on your arms.
Got one.
Bro, I think you're a vampire now.
If you bite them back, they turn to dust.
You just bite one and it just turns. I'm like already disregarding the fact we're in broad daylight doing this.
Yeah, that also is. There's a lot of wrong,
a lot of misconceptions about vampires.
A lot of inaccuracies with vampires. Hey, follow us on Twitter at dapperdad's. We got a little bit away from what we do at the beginning. We'll be in touch with some real life vampires to get their opinion.
If you know any vampire, if you are a vampire, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know.
Yeah, or just stay the fuck away from us.
Yeah, stay away from me. I don't need 4 minutes of your
offensive.
Yeah, at this point, we probably inadvertently said something offensive to vampire culture. Don't even bring up Transylvania.
Could you imagine?
Go back to Transylvania.
Could you imagine?
Go back to your own country.
Us being protested by vampires only when it's dark out.
I kind of want this. That's the kind of protest I'm about on this show.
You walk out. It's like when people protest abortion clinics, and we walk out and we have like folders over our faces and. Don't do your neck hole like that, you piece of fucking dog shit.
This shirt's already huge on me. It doesn't matter.
Care.
I care.
All neck holes should be properly preserved because it prevents poor performance.
Lots of peas in there. I like it.
Thank you. Follow us on Instagram at dapperdadspodcast, where we'll be posting an exclusive video of me fisting the mouths of catfishes like a bronze god.
And pulling them out of the river and eating them raw.
And eating the fat vampires that they turn into until they turn into dust, and then we collect the dust and we snort the dust.
What happens when you snort the dust?
You become king vampire.
Like one of those badass looking vampires where they're like
but then
green
when you
with
pee
the long
it out,
black hair.
it goes away. It's
so
like a power-up in a video game. It's like when Sonic hits the box with the stars on it, and you've got like 25 seconds.
So basically, I snort it
as soon as you snort the vampire.
So plus, you get to be King Vampire.
Yeah.
Con, it's very short-lived.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do something as King Vampire, you better like do it like.
Yeah, you have to bring the powder with you to the bar. So like, snort it. You're King Vampire. No one understands. You pee your pants. And your ass to leave. It's honestly not that great. That's why I do it all the time.
I was gonna say I think I would do it just to get it. Like I feel like I could get away with a lot in 25 seconds before I had to pee my pants.
What are you doing? What's your first thing as King Vampire?
Slaying my enemies.
Yeah. So you're gonna pull up on your enemies, be like, you know what? We got off on the wrong foot. I don't even remember what we were beefing about. But you're gonna fucking die. And then you're peeing,
and then just like transform
your pants already, and you're like, I thought it was gonna last longer.
And then and then I'm just grabbing more bumps out of my car, and they're like, this guy's a drug addict. Look at him.
Look at him. I knew he was garbage.
This guy's a fucking junkie. Look at him.
Yeah, he's not. He keeps saying,
you want some Suboxone, junkie? No, I need more vampire dust.
Yeah, he keeps saying he's King Vampire and then peeing his pants over and over.
Yeah, this guy needs help. You've fallen far, Slim.
He keeps snorting the dust, pulling his fist back to punch me, peeing his pants. Fuck, doing it again. It's just sad.
It's a nightmare. It's sad.
I don't even hate him anymore.
I don't even hate him. I
would
prefer he just fucking shoots me at this point because it's embarrassing to watch, and I'm gonna have to live with this knowledge every day that I'm alive for the rest of my life, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes. Perfect segue because I was like, we got to talk about that on here because we've said a lot of funny things, obviously, in 104 episodes. At least 7 episodes have been funny.
Okay, yeah, I can back up those statistics.
Someone tell us the percentage of that.
I feel like that varies from person to person.
No. Well, yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck all our
Only
listeners.
7 are funny. If you say there's more, you're trying to fucking fluff us. And let me
you're
tell
trying
you,
to
you're going
fuck
to be
us, and you're not
going to
be able to because we are extremely chastised. What is the word I'm looking for? Chaste? What's the word where you don't fuck people?
You're thinking of chastity, I think, but that's not.
There's
how
like
you would
another
use it. Abstinent.
No, there's another
horny, but with no outlet.
There we go.
Incel?
No.
Celibate?
Yeah. Celibate.
Wow,
there we go.
That took a lot to get there.
Yeah, we're on.
For no reason.
We're on one this episode. For some reason, we've been snorting a lot of vampire dust. It's been 2 years of vampire dust, baby. No one will send me to rehab. Do you know how expensive vampire dust rehab is? It's
like,
ridiculously expensive. You go to vampire rehab and they're like, can't you just like do cocaine like a normal person?
Imagine going into rehab and they're trying to put you through like detox and stuff, and they find a little baggie, and you're like, it's not coke, it's vampire dust. Test it. They put like a whatever the dropper is to see if it turns blue. It turns red into blood.
Turns into
Like,
blood.
see, it's vampire dust.
And then some sunlight gets on it and it goes.
Yeah,
just like,
4 minutes of bats coming out.
Oh my god! From one little dime of vampire dust.
Yeah, you're like, let me put it on my gums. A live bat.
Oh,
just rubbing a live bat on your gums. Yeah, like, it's fine. It's what they're here for. It's not a normal bat.
I really hope
It's a
my
vampire.
weird, high-pitched, intrusive noises like hurt people sometimes when they listen to it. I want somebody with a real
Everything
nice
that
pair of
comes out your
headphones.
mouth hurts people when they listen to this. Anyway, so a couple weeks ago, we were driving downtown, and
In typical fashion,
to drink a respectable amount of beers,
as per usual.
safely. And
The only type
the
of
whole
drinking we endorse on the show.
the whole way here, I had hit every red light, like just that's even possible, and it was
Yeah,
one of those
One
days
of those days, yeah.
where you're like, well, fuck this. And I was telling Slim as I was driving, because his license is revoked by all of the states. Well, only 48.
Yeah.
Not Alaska and Hawaii.
Haven't made
He
it
doesn't
there
count
yet.
them. Yeah, we'll get there. Tour
No,
2024.
I'll be dead in the cold, cold ground before I recognize Missouri as a state.
That's true. And I got stopped by another red light, and we were commenting on how ridiculous that was, which then became one of our crazy hypotheticals, where I wanted to shoot myself in the head.
Which isn't that crazy of a hypothetical.
No, this is the normal part. I want to die because something is mildly inconvenient consistently up
And
to
I would
a
rather
fault.
be dead than deal with it.
Yeah. So we're at a red light, and I was like, what would you do if you were sitting in a car, someone pulls up next to you, and they just go, another red light, fuck! Pull out a gun, shoot themselves in the head.
Through the head, underneath the jaw,
Yeah.
through the
Straight
skull,
up.
brains out, floured out the back of
Yep.
your head.
And then you interjected with, what if the car then slowly rolled into traffic and someone T-boned it, and then the person who T-boned it thinks that they made a person's head explode from a gentle,
mild T-boning.
mild T-boning. I'm also realizing, without the context of being in that moment, this isn't as funny.
Yeah,
But
you
what
gotta be
has become of it to something that we're currently running into the ground quickly is anytime you're mildly inconvenienced, pretending that you shoot yourself in the head, and then the other person goes, what the fuck? And that night at CJ's was just that constantly.
Over
to
and
the point
over
where
and
I'm sure
over
people
again.
were like, those guys want to
Are those guys actually suicide?
Yeah.
I sometimes wonder with us if people think we're actually like
I thought you were
suicidal.
gonna say, sometimes you wonder if we're actually suicidal.
I do wonder it sometimes because
sometimes.
we thinly veil it so much that to a degree,
When
I'm
I
like,
haven't
does
talked
he
to one of
actually
you
wanna
in a
die?
couple days, I'm like, I hope they're not dead. I hope they didn't finally come
I
back from the cabin and realize
say,
nothing's good anymore.
I would say I think
Kill
that
themselves.
about the dad chat constantly.
Yeah.
Like I'll send like some pictures or like just a update from something I read online and I won't hear from anyone like all day, and I'm like,
They're all dead.
I'm like, did they all kill themselves without me?
Could you imagine how bad you would feel?
'Cause God
You'd
knows
feel so left out if we all killed
That's what I'm saying.
ourselves.
Because God knows, traditionally, I run late for things. I forget
Yeah.
things.
You
You
showed
know,
up late to the
I've
the
showed up late to the
suicide.
suicide. I show up, everyone's just dead, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, would it make it worse if we like killed ourselves together or we killed ourselves separately? Like, well, we were all on the same page. We planned
Like
it
we're
without
all
you.
at our homes and we kill each other.
Yeah, well, we all kill ourselves. You weren't invited, and you just find out you're like,
I would
oh my
be
god.
oddly hurt. In
Yeah,
a way.
but would it be worse if we got together and did it all in one room,
Yeah.
looking at each other?
Yeah,
Okay.
be so much worse.
All right,
It's
then
like,
I'll make
really-
sure that we do it
I'd be like, really,
at our
these
own
guys-
homes at the same time.
be like, really?
3:33 p.m.
I'd be like, really? These guys planned this without me? I can't believe that.
You know I'm the planner.
I know you're the planner.
You know
That's
you're
why I rely
late
on.
and shitty at things.
I am late and shitty at things. Traditionally, that's called the slim way.
Would you kill yourself? You better fucking see. This is the problem. That's why we're killing ourselves without you. You can't ever own up to anything.
I would kill myself if I was invited, but since I wasn't invited, I feel like I wouldn't do it out of spite then, because I was like, these fuckers didn't
Smart.
These fuckers
I also
didn't
would
even
do the
think
same
enough
thing.
of me
Yeah.
to invite me to the suicide. Fuck
Oh.
these guys. I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah, I'm so petty.
I'm gonna get real healthy,
myself.
start working out every single day, running 5Ks, doing Ironman triathlons, getting as healthy and as buff as I've ever been, being like, I'm living, baby, and then sobbing quietly in my private time. I miss my
course.
friends.
Miss my dead friends.
But you guys show up as like the mean Casper ghosts.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the Mean Girls cast.
Yeah, you guys show up as the Mean Girls cast, dressed real slutty, doing that Jingle Bell Rock
Get in
song.
the car. We're going to kill ourselves.
Hell yeah.
We can't drive cars because we're ghosts, I guess.
Maybe, or maybe you're
We'll have to
even
work out
better
the
at driving
details.
because you're a ghost. You go to kill yourself, a bullet just shoots through the roof of the car. You're like, what the fuck?
I can't kill myself. I already killed myself. What if you could just keep killing yourself as a ghost?
I feel like you would just do it because, like, if you're just gonna be,
not?
if you're already a ghost,
Just
you might
imagine
as well just
haunting
keep.
someone. Imagine you wake up and there's a ghost over you, and they're like, "Look at this," and they blow their head
That's
up,
what you would do.
floating above you, and you're just like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck? Floating, yeah, I'm floating.
Imagine you wake up and there's a ghost hovering over you, and it's a lady, but it's only the
Doubt
top
it.
half, and she
Doubt
doesn't
it.
have a head. It's just a torso with boobs.
How nice are the boobs?
Pretty nice.
How nice is the torso?
Bad? Believe it or not, really
So,
great
like-
boobs.
Like,
Unpleasant,
like,
doughy middle,
I like a doughy middle.
real doughy.
I like my women to
It turns around the back is fantastically fat to a point where you're like, well, your body doesn't make sense.
if she's floating, wouldn't it all droop to the sides?
No, it holds its composure.
Ghost logic?
You don't know ghosts for shit. First, you're wrong about the
I
catfish vampires.
I like my women like how I like my Bisquick dumplings in soup, doughy
you-
in the middle and weird on the outside,
with the dick in 'em.
with a big dick in them and some chicken stock, bone broth, baby.
I'm glad we're getting spooky in this episode. We've covered we've explained ghosts and vampires. Anything else we should throw in there? Frankenstein's monster.
What about Frankenstein's monster?
We already talked about his dick.
I feel like we extensively have talked about Frankenstein's
I have a
monster's
lot of
dick, and it's
questions.
Frankenstein's monster, you fucks.
Yeah. Also, for maybe the first time ever, a little clarification, a little fact check on episode 103. The piercing is called a guiche, not
Guiche?
Gucci.
Well, then why is it spelled
Guiche.
Gucci?
I guess it's pronounced guiche.
Guiche?
We're gonna keep saying Gucci
Yeah.
because it's just weird.
It
but
sounds better. I'm not saying geesh.
I also
Geesh sounds like a weird plural of geese. A geesh of geese?
yeah. So it's just a bunch of
geeche
gooses
of-
with their taints
A
pierced.
geesh of gooses?
Geeche of gooses.
Imagine having to go into work at the tattoo shop and a geesh of gooses shows up demanding Gucci
They're
piercings?
just looking at you. And they just take those explosive liquidy shits instead of coming. Because gooses
Aw.
can't come. Geese can't come?
Yeah, they come.
No, they don't.
Yeah, of course they do.
No, it
Then
doesn't.
how do they impregnate the birds? How do they impregnate the other geeches?
Powerfully. So powerfully. It's just the penis.
There's gotta
inside.
be jizz.
Have you
Birds
ever
have to
seen
just-
goose
No,
jizz?
I've never seen goose jizz.
Could
but
it
I
be
al-
that birds are not real?
Okay, now we've established and we all know the birds aren't real. That is an opinion that this show and
We've
brand
seen a
stands
lot of-
behind, and we will
yeah.
die on this hill. Birds are not real.
Ever since we've brought it up and ruined all your lives, listeners, 'cause
Yeah.
several of you have told us
Reached
that you
out
can't
to
get
us
away
and
from
told
it.
us that now everyone is targeting you with birds aren't real
Yeah.
advertisements. So just
But
in
we've
case,
seen some very comically fake birds.
like that formation over the river when we
Yeah,
were
I
there.
forgot about that. I think there was like 32.
Yeah, I brought that up to
geese.
Cole, and he was like, "Birds," and then
Yeah,
I
I
was
could
like,
see
"Wait, he doesn't remember a damn thing."
I didn't remember it until you just said it now.
Yeah, that formation of like
It wasn't
50
even a V, it was a
geese.
check mark.
Yeah, it was a big check mark.
giant- yeah,
that
when-
was like a big.
when
That
you
was
do
God's
really-
Nike swoosh made out of
There we
fake
go.
birds.
Yeah. So God's in on the fake birds?
Of course he's in on the fake birds.
Makes
God's
sense.
technically in
God's
on
fake.
everything. Yeah, because of course God's fake. God's not real.
God's fake birds are fake. What is real?
We
The
lose
Dapper
so
dads
many
were
listeners.
yeah, they're
starting
like,
in year 2.
I was with God being fake, but birds are so real.
Yeah, we officially lost our sponsor, the Catholic Church. That sucks.
Yeah, I hated even being
but the
affiliated
but
with
the
them.
cool Catholic Church from that island where they like worship the Antichrist.
Okay, yeah, that one we can get.
That's
behind
the
that.
only Catholicism I stand behind.
What's-
That and whichever one has the Pope that sprays venom.
What about a pope that chugs beers
Hell yeah.
but fucks kids?
Is he chugging Natterdays?
No, don't affiliate Natter Days with pedophilia. Our loyal sponsors, Natural Light.
Hopefully
We're
by the
just
time this
waiting
episode
for the
drops.
paperwork to go through, right, guys?
Right,
We're waiting. I've been sitting by a
right.
fax machine I bought from Goodwill but never plugged in. Please fax over the documents.
Please send
We
them to
refuse to sign anything in regards to this podcast because we will not be held liable for almost anything. Almost anything.
sending a fax, making it sound like that time I popped an Aerosmith. Make it that time I popped. Hold on, I'm losing it. Make it that time I popped an Aerosmith CD into my PS2, and it just sounded weird.
What Aerosmith CD was it? Big Ones?
Of course it was Big Ones.
It's
What other
always Big Ones.
What other Aerosmith CD
Toys
do you
in the
want?
Attic?
Vinyl for that one.
Of course, it's got to sound like shit.
Yeah, traditionally I
gotta
need it to
pop
sound
in
real
his so
bad.
that you know that you can hear how addicted to drugs Steven Tyler was.
Okay. JPEG Mafia's veteran,
Uh-huh.
mastered like Toys in the Attic.
It's more it's less disorienting somehow,
But somehow
because it's
more
not clear enough.
Right, yeah.
You're like,
but
"Ah, I
that
don't
somehow
get
makes it
that."
more disorienting. You're listening to Panic Emoji and you're just getting a real bad headache, like in just one
Just
eyeball.
one. I've been getting a lot of real.
I had an
bad
eyeball headache today. I had to lay down. I took a nap and I woke up so disoriented. I almost forgot we had to record tonight.
Yeah, that's why you can't.
But I
nap.
set an alarm and I was like, oh,
Smart.
yeah. I was like, why did I set this alarm? And then I'm like, oh, yeah, 2 years of the
I've
Dapper
gotta
Dads.
be somewhere.
I have to do something,
gotta
but
say
what? I'm
something
looking at all my text messages. I'm like, clearly nothing important is happening.
Well, yeah, that is a beautiful reminder of last year with the year one celebration
Where I
that
fell
I
asleep.
Yeah, that I set up so elegantly and then sat here for an hour like a bad dinner date. This was back before we aired out all our dirty laundry.
True.
But
yeah.
I if you want to go back in time, I guess you could say, watch on YouTube. There's a video for episode 52, which was our 1 year celebration,
Which was done
that I went
extravagant.
all out for, and then I sat here like I was stood up for a first date,
And
texting Slim and people that know him.
yeah, and being like, hey, is he alive?
Yeah,
Do you know where he
I
is?
seen him
'Cause
7 hours ago.
I was like, can you
and
imagine if I died on the right before the year episode?
I'd bring your bloated corpse over here.
and just prop it
Prop
up.
Yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Fuck it. If you died the day of recording the year one episode, I would so definitely pull your big old corpse down here and plop it in that.
So
chair.
what if I died during the recording of any episode? Would you still pull my corpse down here? Or
It
like,
depends
what's the deal?
how you-
Killed myself in traffic, obviously.
with a gun.
How else?
With
think I
the
just
noose.
slit my fucking
With
wrist.
that noose.
Yeah, you think I just did a real
gotta drive-
cowboy lasso move and tied myself and that my whole head just gets ripped out with my spine
No.
from my body?
What you do is you put the noose around you, you throw it over the car through the windows, you grab it,
And then my
you
head
hit the
gets
wall,
ripped out of my
and
body.
you tie it real tight, and then you floor it, and then you slam on the brakes, and I'm pretty sure you'll hang yourself in your car.
Okay, here's what you do.
Okay.
You get a garden hose and you duct tape it to your exhaust and you
I've seen this.
tape it to your mouth while you're in
While
the car.
driving?
While driving.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like you're at a traffic light, you just look over, some guy's just like, just vomit everywhere and he's just
Holy
breathing in the exhaust.
That guy's chugging a beer out of a garden hose.
Holy shit, that guy got a beer bong made out of his car. Hey, can we have some? As I'm driving away.
I thought you were going to go 1 second. Flip him a sad bird.
Of course.
Flip him 4 minutes of hats.
That's the thing. I'm just vomiting through the duct tape, and then I turn into 4 minutes of fat.
Honey, you'll never believe what I saw on State Street. They opened up a Portillo's. No one cares that you
No one
killed
gives a
yourself.
fuck.
They're like, yeah, there was a traffic accident. Some idiot or 4 minutes of hats. I'm not sure. Who cares? But hot dogs. Just hot dogs,
Just
right?
hot dogs.
It's just
It's hot dog
dogs,
week.
right?
2 for $5.
Make them stand outside, take the order, even
Make 'em
though
stand
there's
out
a
in the
fucking-
rain?
Yeah, fuck
It's a
'em.
fucking blizzard, but you got to get your Italian beef combo.
Don't
even
worry,
quicker.
they'll come up to the car and ask you what you want before you've been able to look at the menu. 'cause
Yeah,
you
you're
should just
7
have
cars back
memorized.
from the menu.
Yeah. Oh, I have a paper menu. I'm going to stand here and look over your shoulder.
I'm just
while
going to
you
stand here
look at all
awkwardly
the
while
food
you
you're
look
gonna
at them.
eat.
I just went there recently with somebody because, you know me, there's nothing for me to like eat at Portillo's.
Yeah.
And so I went through the drive-thru with a buddy and he was like, man, I'm really, because we just got done with a workout. He was like, I'm starving. I was like, he's like, what should I get? Because he was already getting 2 hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was like, do I get an Italian beef? I was like, get the Italian beef sausage combo. Get the combo sandwich. That's the way to do it. And he's like, never.
Sausage is underrated.
The Maxwell Street Polish, super underrated.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what? That sounds good. I'll get it. And for some reason, the girl taking the order did not understand what he wanted, even though it's right there on the fucking menu and people probably order it constantly. He's like, yeah, and I'll take the beef sausage combo. And she's like, okay, so you want the Italian beef sandwich? And he's like, no, the beef sausage combo. I was like, and I even like at one
You're
point,
just screaming.
no, at one point I interjected and I like bent over to look at her and I was like, the Polish sausage Italian beef combo sandwich. She's like, so you want the drink and the fries with it? And it's like, no, I want the sandwich with all the fucking meat in it. Just give me the sandwich that's got everything on it, you bitch. You bitch.
You bitch. Yeah, there's a lot of great things at Portillo's, but it's
A
always
lot
very
of great
confusing.
things. Yeah. What I love is when it's so busy that you order 7 cars back and you don't even pass the menu, and then they just bring the food out to you and they're like, "Here you go." It's like, that's exceptional service
I just hate,
there.
Yeah, just don't stand. Like, let's just do it normal. It's not saving any time. I still gotta wait in the line.
Yeah, you still gotta sit there.
Nothing changes.
It took them so long to come to this town, and it's statistically their best-selling restaurant.
I'm
like
sure.
even like
Sad.
think about that. Even from like
Sad.
Chicago and stuff like that, like the Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
Rockford has their best-selling location.
Because they dangled it
forever.
Just far enough away, and then they brought it. That's how it always works, but it'll fall
And then they
off
keep
once we
bringing
get something
stupid,
else.
shitty restaurants to this town, like a Lou Malnati's Pizza and Smoky Bones.
Yeah, I just realized that's not Illuminati. I never read it. You just hear people say
Illuminati's.
and it sounds like Illuminati. I
Illuminati.
knew it wasn't Illuminati, but that's just what I call it.
Yeah,
in
the
my head.
Illuminati is suddenly
They're just
branching out into pizza restaurants.
They're very upfront about
There's
it.
a lot of
The logo is
misconceptions
a
about the
pizza slice
Illuminati.
with the all-seeing eye in it.
It
You're
should
like,
be.
"Oh."
It really should
I want to
be.
get that tattooed on me very
The
badly.
all-seeing eye?
Yeah, but it's a pizza slice.
I like we should both get that
I'm
tattoo.
trying. Okay, don't take my tattoos.
Let's get 'em on
Then
our
when they
feet.
find our severed legs, they'll never know whose is whose.
Oh, of course they will. They'll see my gigantic, grotesque feet versus your smaller, grotesque
No, the feet
feet.
are gone. It's just calves, but you've got giant calves and not a lot of hair on those things.
God knows it, baby, because I run hot and I used to be really fat.
Yeah, I think the most powerful person ever would be like the fattest man if he lost all the weight, like those legs. Because
Yeah.
you see, I've had a lot of friends be big old tubby men that become thin, and then those calves are just like cannot be. Yeah, you can shift yours too much, and it's
Look at that baby.
upsetting.
Look at that boy. If you had a pot roast that size, you'd be very happy with it.
But yeah, I would bring your dead corpse to only the
Finest of Portillo's?
I know something for my bud. He'll order.
I still got the duct tape and the hose on my mouth.
No, I'd bring your dead body. Yeah, if it
Everywhere
all
with you.
depends.
Excuse me, front of the line, dead body.
Sorry. Gotta put him on the roller coaster. I'm not gonna ride. I don't like them very much. It's just your dead
They
body.
give me anxiety.
I will buy the picture at the end if he makes a good enough face. He's just keeps doing the same thing. He really lost a lot of emotion when he murdered himself.
Yeah,
in the
you
car.
really, what a selfish fuck. You think he could just feel something different for once in his life?
But yeah, if you killed yourself in like a normal manner, I would bring you down here for the year episode or maybe like the 100 episode. But otherwise, it seems difficult to move you around. You're very tall.
Yeah. I mean, you've never even tried to like move me dead weight.
Not when you were conscious, no. When you're real drunk and asleep, I'll just try to throw your body around, see what happens.
Try is
Yeah.
the big thing.
Yeah, your dead weight must be shocking.
Yeah. All 340 pounds of it, baby.
Have you ever picked me up?
Yeah, I picked you up.
When?
I mean, I don't recall. I'm not like
Exactly.
August
You don't pick me
16th
up
of
enough.
2000. Do you
Oh,
want
the
me
day
to
after
pick?
my birthday?
Yeah.
Was that my present? You
like,
just
"Come
carried
here,
me around
baby."
town.
And I just picked you
Yeah,
up.
just pick me up and put me in bar
Do that
stools.
thing where I like reach right under your ass and grab your legs and just pick you up like
Oh,
this.
hell yeah. And I'm wearing those short shorts.
Do you want me to pick you
my
up?
butt cheeks are peeking out. I wouldn't mind it. I like being picked up because I'm also a larger man.
You want me to pick you up right now?
No.
When do
not
you see? That's the thing. When do you want to be
okay,
picked up?
ideally, I want to be. I'm at CJ's. I'm tying a couple on. Huge wink. So many beers. They ran out of them. And then I just I'm like, oh, time for me to get out of here. And then you storm in. You haven't been here at all today. You come in, you pick me up from the bar stool and walk out with me.
Okay.
So everyone's like, what the fuck?
Let me know. We can
I'm like,
orchestrate
I
this.
called it Uber. My Uber should be here any minute. And you just walk in. Like, oh, my Uber's here. Pick me up.
Throw you in the
All
back.
right, see ya.
Throw you in the back of a rickshaw and just run off with you.
Could you imagine if you were sitting at a bar and a drunk guy just got picked up by
Like
a man?
a
and
bigger
taken?
man.
Yeah,
than
big
him.
man comes
Because
in.
we've been over this.
And you have to look like irritated that you
like
had to come get
pissed
me.
off.
Yeah,
Like it's so late.
like you know when
Like
you call your
inconven-
girlfriend and you're like,
oh yeah.
hey, I know I said I was going to have 3 beers.
But
I had 3 beers.
I had 33 beers.
3. I got. You said to have 3 beers and be home by 12. And let's just say I got it mixed up. I
had 12 beers and I'll be
and
home
I don't
by
know
3.
where I am. You think you could come get me?
Can you, fine, you stupid bastard. Can you just send me the location on your phone?
Hell yeah, honey, I love you too. We got a good relationship,
Sure.
everybody. Everybody say hi.
Hi. Is that bitch I hear there?
No, I told
swear
you,
to God, if I get there and she's there.
She doesn't work here anymore.
We're going to be done if she's there.
She can't work here because I kept honking her butt when she reached for the Bud Lights.
Oh, is that right?
I mean,
well, why don't you have her take you home and just hang up the phone?
She's gone. She tried to take me home one time outside of the bar, but I was too drunk, and I said no, I had a ride, and I regret it to this day.
Sounded very specific, and I could read it off of you. There was just something about that. I don't think that was as hypothetical as you want the people to believe it was.
And now you're married to someone who looks like your dad? When you could have been married to a real dad?
To a real hunky-dory like me?
Yeah, hunky-dory. The store I used to hang out in as a teenager in downtown Rockford.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we? Yeah, where are we going with this?
I have absolutely. I would say 2 years is fucking wild.
Would you bring my dead corpse to the show?
Oh, I bring your dead corpse everywhere. Are you
go
kidding
get
me?
it? That's a long drive.
I mean, it's a long drive, but I think you're worth it, especially for all the things I'm going to be doing with your body.
I hate that part.
Not sexually, not at all. There's going to be some cuddles. There's going to be some cuddles.
Of course.
What it's going to be is it's going to be one of those creepy things where I'm just going to go get it and not really tell anybody.
You're going to go get it.
But then people are just going to kind of notice that
I'm
dead.
Yeah.
Eventually. You're just going to be over on my couch. I'm going to have my arm around you hey, this is a funny movie, isn't it? Drama. And
they're wow, way less obnoxious than normal.
And my girl's going to come over and just be is he okay? Yeah, he said he was going to have 3 beers till 12 and then it went the opposite. He's just a little drunk. But there's sludge coming out of your mouth and flies everywhere.
I'm blue.
Blue.
I'm blue, abadi,
No, it's I've got beat up and died.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. You beat the shit out of me. I died. Now you try to pretend that part didn't happen.
That's the thing. I kill you, but then I still am super good friends with your corpse so that nobody believes that I did it. That's my gift. So much better. I'm sitting there confessing things to you. I'm just man, I don't know what it is, but ever since you've been dead, I really just feel like I can be more open with you. I don't feel so judged. I feel like you're actually, you're listening. I don't know what happened. I don't realize you're dead. I'm just I don't know what happened, man. But after I beat the shit out of you and I knocked your head on the pavement really hard, is it?
I feel like I've watched a movie where
Weekend at
someone kills
Bernie's?
someone. I mean, of course, traditionally, the movie I've never seen but constantly reference. That's why I was talking to someone about it, and they were like, "Have you seen that?" And I'm like, "No, just get the." What I do sometimes just get enough for pop culture references,
and I never watch run it into the ground. Yeah.
I know there's a dead body. And then they pretend it's not dead. I don't think I need to see it. I think I see it in my head, and it works out perfectly.
Right.
And
I have my own version of Weekend at Bernie's.
Anytime someone's dead, you say, was it a Weekend at Bernie's? Or you see someone real fucked up at a show.
Weekend at Dramas.
Yeah, Weekend at Dramas. It's very sad.
It's so sad.
But yeah, I think there's a movie where someone lashes out and kills someone and then pretends they're not dead. It's got to be.
Is it like a recent one?
I don't fucking know, man.
Because I feel like I know what you're talking. Because there was a movie that came out that had the guy that played Harry Potter.
Oh, are you talking about Swiss Army Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird movie.
I didn't see that one
I didn't finish it. It's too out there, and that's saying a lot.
I watched that fucking Hagazusa movie this week, and that was enough movies for
me. I stumbled
me.
across a website where you could buy real snuff films.
Stumbled?
Deep stumble?
How does one just stumble across it?
What was it?
I would say, how did you manage to find this snuff film website?
Have you ever seen
No.
All right, that's it, guys. 2 years.
2 years. Fuck all of you. Baby.
What is it? Now I forgot what the fuck it was called.
The Den?
Grave Robbing for Morons. It's old VHS tape of. It's just a kid that looks real weird, and it's from the 90s grainy VHS tape. He has a skull. And hold on, I see the hands. I'm never gonna stop. You know how this works. He has a skull, and it's a half an hour of him detailing how to rob a grave, and it's forever been.
I've never even heard of this.
I get into the deepest of wormholes. You'll get
so
there
do,
sometime.
I'm saying I get into some deep wormholes.
Every time someone's like, "I'm in a deep wormhole," I'm like, "Call me in a couple weeks when you get to the good shit."
I was like, "Good lord, I've been finding some weird YouTube compilations of deep web shit, just the weirdest." You know what's something I've been really into for the last week? Food challenge videos.
Okay.
Eating competitions. One guy specifically I've been watching.
Because I literally was looking at a menu for a restaurant I'm going to, and they had a challenge. Every time I see a food challenge, I think you can do it.
This is what I wanted to bring up. I was like, do you think we could do between the two of us? I think, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I could be the one who could do a food challenge.
Oh yeah, I could do maybe certain things.
I've done 2 food challenges in my life.
Successfully?
Yes, successful both times actually.
What were they?
When I was in 8th grade. I'm serious about this one.
When I was a 10-year-old, I ate 14 foot-long subs. No, it wasn't even a challenge.
When I was in 8th grade, me and my dad went down to Morris, Illinois, to a truck stop restaurant called Ethel's. Yeah, super topical.
Did Ethel serve you and cook the food and smoke a cigarette while it was all happening?
She better have, or else I feel lied to. But it was a 4-pound burger that you had to eat in under an hour, and I did it in like 59 minutes and 58 seconds. Like I by the heat of the skin of the balls of my ass.
Did you still have some in your mouth?
I mean, I don't. I just recall like I got the burger and all the vegetables down because you had to pick 2 vegetables to go on top, and
you got to be healthy when you're eating a 4-pound
well,
burger.
And that's
in
the thing.
an
This
hour.
guy his name's Randy Santel. He owns foodchallenges.com, where he has videos on how you can train to do your own food challenges, and he whenever he describes, because in his videos he always describes what he's eating before he eats it, and he's like, so here we got this big 9-pound burger, it's got 2 pounds of bread, it's got 5 pounds of meat, we got lots of healthy vegetables on here, and it's like, it doesn't matter. Because like
that's like when you get a bunch of shit fast food and you're like, and a Diet Coke, please.
And he drinks Diet Coke he always because
just to burn away all the food.
No, because what it actually is because Diet is more carbonated than regular, and so it makes more air in your stomach for room. But he always jokes, he's like, because he'll get like, a 10-stack cheeseburger with bacon on it, and then he's like, gotta have the Diet Coke, watching my figure, and then
that's his joke.
That's one of the many jokes he has. Real beefcake too. He's like a bodybuilder. He's won like bodybuilding competition. He's like a bodybuilder that does eating competitions.
Oh, just to fuck everyone over.
That's what's so amazing about it to me. That's why I keep watching it, because like he's this like real buff, actually looks like he could like pull a tree out of the ground, kind of like bodybuilder. And I saw him eat it was like 100 ounces of biscuits and gravy in 12 minutes, and then like a 5-pound smothered burrito in 5 minutes. Like he just sits there.
A minute.
Yeah, just a pound a minute. I would love to see you eat 5 pounds of food in 5 minutes just to see what would happen.
I would puke.
Watched him eat 20 dozen oysters in 20 minutes.
That one, I don't like oysters, but you can really slurp them down.
That's what I'm saying. That one seemed easier. He even had like the little fork, and he's just sitting there like pulling them out.
What would your food challenge be? Ideal food challenge? What do you think you could put away?
See, that's what I've been thinking about, because I wanted to talk about this on the show all week, because I was like, because I've been watching. Well, because I've been watching it a lot, and so the burger I did, you had to pick 2 of 4 vegetables, and it was like onions, lettuce, pickles, and tomatoes. And
I'm gonna eat a bunch of onions.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't go with onions, and statistically, I don't like tomatoes. I like them in things.
Stupid.
I like things.
A fuck ton of tomatoes.
See, I like things.
Eat them like apples.
I can't do that. I just can't do it.
For a while, I was gonna try to just eat tomatoes for like a week. Do you think that's doable? I was gonna say healthy. I don't think it's healthy. But it's got to be healthier than a lot of things.
I mean,
tomatoes are super healthy.
By proxy, it's healthier than other things you could be eating, but I feel like you're still lacking certain nutrients by just
I'm
eating
already
tomatoes.
lacking a lot of nutrients.
Amen to that, brother. But no, so I ended up going with lettuce and pickles. So it was like a big burger, lettuce and pickles, big bun.
Can you put it on the burger?
What do you mean?
The vegetables? Or is that what's on the burger?
Yeah, it was an assembled burger.
You made it sound like things where like you had to just eat
separate
lettuce
big cups.
or onions.
Well, no, it's just there's a lot of them on this. This burger was like the size of a hubcap. Like it was a big fucking burger.
I've eaten a hubcap.
Who hasn't? Quit playing footsie with me over here.
It's 2 years.
I would say first I got water on my ankle. Now you're rubbing my ankle. I think there's now 8 minutes of bats coming from behind me.
Oh, that's too many bats.
4 minutes isn't enough.
6.
6
right
minutes
in
of
the
bats.
middle.
5 minutes of bats. Real fat
Ideal.
vampire, real thin vampire. Like you're like, oh, you need to.
It's 2.
Do you want some blood? You need to eat.
Yeah. I don't want the fat one to bite me. I feel bad about the skinny one.
I feel bad about the fat vampire. None for you. You've had enough. You come here, little fellow. Come get your little bit. Get your little bit right there. Need some blood, buddy. You want a week's worth of tomatoes?
All I've been eating is tomatoes. Suck up, bitch.
But I ate that burger really, like I got that down within an hour, and then I think I was like maybe 21, 22. This preceded my heart condition, by the way. Yeah, weird.
It was what ticked it over the edge.
It probably was. I went to the
Have you done anything leading up to this heart failure? It's just a flash of you competitively eating. Not really.
You know, now that I think about it, I've actually done 3 food challenges. One of them I
now
lost.
that I think about it, I did it monthly for 2 years.
No, I went to Pug Dog. Remember when Pug Dog Diner was in Loves Park?
Yeah.
They had like a foot like it was like
a dog that was made of feet.
Yeah, it was a weird looking animal. You pet that thing, it just tickles all over. It's just like
all the toe hairs, a couple of nails.
But it was like a 3-foot long hot dog challenge, and you had like a half.
Sounds easy.
It was not. Like, I could not get it
What
down
if I'm
for
on the
some
other
reason.
end shoving it into your mouth?
I feel like that would make it work easier.
Okay.
But then
And you didn't succeed at that?
I didn't succeed at that one, but I did succeed at the Hope and Anchor for their Fat Bastard Challenge, which was a...
That's what you want.
Yeah.
You want a food challenge, going into it knowing that it's disgusting and upsetting for everyone to see.
That was,
and then you want a comical name that points at how disgusting you are.
Well, that was just a 2-pound bacon cheeseburger, like 2 big patties.
Beef.
Yeah, to me it was just... Yeah, in fact, it was so much nothing to me that I ate it in record time, and then I went back for a show because my buddy's band was playing there, and I was like...
It's the fucking guy.
Well, no, I was like, can I get a Fat Bastard? Because they had like big beers there back in the day.
Yeah.
Like the cups were like this big. They were like $8, you know, but they were good. They were strong.
Of beer.
Yeah, and I had like 6 of them before the show, and I was like, bring me a Fat Bastard. And the girl was like, Slim, you've done this before. You can't win again. I'm like, I'm not trying to win. I'm just hungry.
That's when they're like, it's becoming a
yeah,
problem.
that's when it was a problem. So technically, I've done 3 food challenges in my life, and I've won 2. Both of them were burgers. So I feel like if it's a burger challenge, see, but then I run into the problem now where I don't eat meat or cheese. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's take that out of the equation.
Honestly,
you can do both, a vegan one and an adult one.
Well, if I'm
normal
gonna,
person.
Well, if I'm gonna be doing a vegan food challenge, I'm probably gonna want to do like a vegan burger or like a vegan hot dog challenge, like something like that, you know? Because like I feel like if you because like I really like the Impossible Burger, and they have the sliders at White Castle, and I feel and I feel like if
waited hours for you to get them.
I feel like if you got like a case of those, because there's like what 30 or 40, and because you can get like the case of burgers there.
Yeah, I think there's like 2 different cases, right?
Yeah,
like
so
like 24 and then like a
50,
600.
Yeah, 600 burgers.
4 minutes of sliders.
Well, because the guy who does the challenges, he like sets them up on his website too, and he does these fast food challenges. It's called like there's like he calls them $20 dollar menu challenges. So like you go to like Taco Bell, Wendy's, McDonald's, you get as much food as you can for $20, and then he eats it on his website, and then you have to beat his time, but you can get whatever like amalgamation. Is that the Jewel?
Yeah, something bad is happening.
That was weird.
I've been having problems.
That sounded like it was gonna explode.
Yeah,
sounded
with Jules because they're
just fucked.
Yeah, I don't think it's
I woke up today and couldn't. I woke up from my disorienting nap and couldn't find mine today. I think the devil stole it while I was asleep.
Somehow I put it in a bunch of wetness and it got in there.
It
and
absorbed in there.
Yeah,
because that sounded like it was gonna blow. I don't know what I would do if the Jewel just blew up in your face right now. What the fuck? But no. So like, I feel like if we did like. Because he's like, okay, so, because I saw him do like a McDonald's one. He got like a bunch of McDoubles and like McChickens and shit. Yeah, but I'm not saying it's not horrible.
Yeah, I think eating a gross amount of food in general is pretty.
But see, I feel like I could do it. I feel like
I think you can.
Because you've seen me just on a normal day eat so much food.
Well, we've seen you Matt said it at Los Portales the one time. What do you get, tortas?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got like 2, and he was like, eat them in like a minute, and then you did it, and all of us were upset about it.
Yeah.
You're like a freak show sometimes.
Don't bet me to do things.
I know.
Especially when the boys are together. Don't bet me to do things.
I've had to tell Cole to not encourage you to do. We've had to all have a private conversation
about me.
Where we're like, all right, don't egg them on, and also let's plan a suicide without.
God damn you guys. I fucking hate all of you.
I mean.
Actually, I love Matt. I'll take that out. I love Matt.
Yeah, we all love Matt. Matt can do no wrong.
Yeah, but you and Cole can go suck a dick. Horrible fucks.
I think I would do a pizza.
I'll say because they have a challenge here in Rockford at Mamma Mia's. It's like a 28-inch pizza, and you and a buddy have an hour to finish it.
So it's like our dicks together.
Well, it's $50 if you can eat it in under an hour, and if you do, you win $500.
All right.
But I'm saying, I think it'd be fun to do that as like a Dapper Dads vlog thing, like go do it. But then I'd have to like call them and be like, I don't eat cheese, so can you just like do cheese on half and then just really like load mine up with veggies to like equal out the weight or something like that, you know? This is the problem I run into. There's not enough vegan food challenges.
I feel like you probably can't like change it up much. You know what I mean?
Right, like you can't because it's a set challenge.
Because I hate more than anything when you go to a place and there's something on the menu and then it says they will not change
like
anything
no substitutions.
And then it's like a weird burger where there's one thing on it that you're like, well, I don't want that.
I don't want goat cheese. I want normal cheese.
I keep running into people putting fucking coleslaw, different types of coleslaw on chicken sandwiches, and I'm like,
I'm against
get this thing the fuck out of
here.
The
only time I want coleslaw on a sandwich is if it's on like a pulled pork sandwich.
I never want coleslaw. I think it's absolutely
I love
disgusting.
coleslaw.
And
I think coleslaw is incredible.
But I understand.
I'll die on this hill. I'm fine with it.
I hope you die if you're gonna eat coleslaw.
Thank you.
But putting it on a sandwich, and I keep running into, and then it's weird coleslaw.
Yeah,
it's like some berry coleslaw or something. I'm like,
coleslaw with cranberries and apples.
People like you should be shot.
I would love to do a food challenge. I think one for exposure for the brand, because I would definitely wear a Dapper Dad's shirt the whole time.
Yeah, I would have no shirt on with the Dapper Dad's bib.
Dapper
Dad's a possibility.
Bib and hat. That's what I want.
With big chef hat.
Oh fuck yeah. Snapback chef hat.
Snapback chef hat, and the white puffy part is boobs. Somehow I'm just spitballing.
I want it.
It's like Little Nicky.
Mock it up and I'll wear it.
I've been looking into a lot of Little Nicky paraphernalia.
Yeah,
so really
I was over on Saturday when you sent Matt the Game Boy game for Little Nicky.
I watched almost that whole YouTube video.
Yeah, because at first we didn't think
for shot of the movie.
Because at first we didn't think it was real. We thought it was like something somebody made up. But then we you can buy it on eBay for like $4.99.
Yeah. And then, I watched the whole playthrough, or a lot of it, and it's literally like
just
shot for shot of the movie
that you just walk through.
To a point where it takes so long before you even get to the game. It's like the what's his name in the tree looking at the what's that guy's name? John Lovitz?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen Little Nicky.
And then he goes to hell in the boob guy, and I was like, this is literally just a 8-bit shot for shot. When does the game start? Yeah, I've been looking into a lot of Little Nicky stuff.
Here's what I want to put out on the show. Because I've been watching all these food challenge videos, I'm in the mood for it. So if one of our humble listeners knows of a vegan food challenge anywhere,
I won't eat vegan food, though.
No, you don't have to do it. I'll do it. You just show up and film it.
I don't want to be affiliated with that. I'll stand in the back with like sunglasses, low hat, trench coat,
popped up.
Yeah, it says,
looking real suspicious.
I'm part of the Dapper Dads on the back of the trench coat, but I'm not gonna.
And I'm just wearing tons of Dapper Dads merchandise. I've got unreleased stuff. I got keychains on all my fingers. Yeah. Solid gold Dapper Dad ring covered in diamonds.
I think
drip so hard I need a mop.
I think the food challenge is something I'm cocky about in my head that I probably wouldn't be able to do. It's like drinking 12 beers in 2 hours.
See, I've thought about this because I would
probably also barf fantastic.
Well, because as I'm watching these videos, I'm like, this would be something fun for us to do as like a brand, just because it's something like kooky and kind of fun. Like, you know, I was thinking like me and Drama do a food challenge, put it on YouTube for people to watch us fail spectacularly. Mm-hmm. We'll watch me succeed and then watch you give up after like a reasonable amount of food and just be like, you can go ahead and finish the rest.
You got to get it. It's all about the time because they say you fill up in 20 minutes.
Yep. Statistically, you have to eat it all in 20 minutes.
As quick as you can.
Right. Yeah, so if anybody out there knows where I can do a vegan food challenge, if you listen to this, the cities that we go to: Madison, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago. If there's a vegan food challenge in any of those cities, let us know. We will look into it. Slim will absolutely do it, and we will film it and put it out on the internet for you.
And you'll probably win. I don't think enough people know how grotesquely you eat at times.
I was going to say, because I think people look at me and they're like, that's a big guy. He probably eats a lot of food, but they also don't understand how grotesquely fast I will eat food when I'm very hungry.
I've seen you eat an entire bag of chips in 7 minutes one time in the car.
When was that?
On the way to Chicago for something.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like
you went to the gas station? You got a bag.
Yeah, it was
chips.
like the hot chips, right?
Yeah. And then I just watched it the whole time from the back seat, and it was just like in your head when you're like, he can't possibly keep going. And then you just crushed him, and then I felt uneasy.
Yeah.
And that's what. Yeah, I won't be able.
I forgot about that Los Portales thing.
Matt brings it up all the time. Anytime we talk about someone eating food quickly, he's like Slim at Los Portales, and it always takes me a minute. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that too.
I could given like a couple days of like training right for it and like just drinking a lot of water, I could probably let's set up our own Los Portales food challenge, and I'll do it. Hey, listen, you guys didn't come up with this at all, but we want to film a video here, and I feel like if I can eat, like, I'm trying to think of what would be, like, grotesque enough but appropriate. Like 12 tortas in an hour?
The tortas seem big as fuck.
I mean, they're
just
like
as they are.
They're like the size of a Walkman.
I've never had
I would
one.
say.
What an odd measurement.
Well, that's right. Well, what else is like this big?
I don't know.
What else do you have that's like this? Because it's bigger
know.
than this pop mic. It's like well, maybe it's about as big as a pop. I'd say it's about as big as the pop mic. I would say
pop filter.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's get into. I like when the hot dog competitive eating. That's the most interesting one to watch, when they're like dunking them in water and they're not even enjoying anything about them. They're just stuffing them down.
The guy I've been watching, he's anti-dunking. He
feel like
insists that he doesn't. He says
odd.
that he doesn't dunk because he feels like it's a weird way of cheating around it. The only time he ever dunks is when like he's got like 15 seconds left on the clock and he's got like one handful of stuff and then he just dunks it and eats it.
Because like a Portillo's hot dog. Yeah. I feel like I could eat 10 of them.
Yeah, just like because that's just like a standard hot dog.
Yeah,
you know,
and they're kind of flimsy. I don't get a lot on them.
How fast do you think you could eat 10 hot dogs?
If I was hungry,
let's say I gave you 5 minutes. Could you eat 10 hot dogs?
Yeah, I think so.
In 5 minutes?
I think so.
Think about 5 minutes. Think about how long 5 minutes. You listen to songs that are longer than 5 minutes.
It'd be a hot dog every 30 seconds.
That's about 4 Valet songs. Could you eat 10
hot
hot dogs
every 30 seconds?
Could you eat 10 hot dogs in the amount of time it takes you to listen to Good Job You Found Me?
Yeah, that's 14 minutes and 53 seconds. So, yeah. I think, like a Portillo. That's the thing is, I know personally, I would have to come out of the gate hard as fuck. You know what I mean? In a minute, like 4 hot dogs just going, because it's gonna hit me. That's what happens half the time. Because I'll go like Taco Bell. I say this all the time. Big ass order.
Too much food.
I get home and I'm like, fuck yeah, and I'm dabbling, picking pieces of different things, and then I get halfway through and I'm like, why the fuck did I do this?
So if I can just eat it fast,
knock it out. Yeah, if I'm hungry, because I eat more than people realize too. Like when I actually eat.
I'd say when I've seen you eat like meals before, like coming over for supper and stuff, you do put away not a grotesque amount like myself, but a respectable amount of food.
When I go out with people, half the time I feel like so many people still have food on their plate, and I've like been done, so I can eat.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, yours is like just seconds, and it's insane.
Well, because it all depends on how hungry I am. Like
that's what I feel too. Is like but then there's the thing.
Am I allowed performance enhancing drugs for the food? So I can't be drunk beforehand?
I wouldn't say drunk. No.
Can I smoke beforehand? Can I like smoke a blunt beforehand?
Yeah, but then there's got to be like a break of time. I don't think you can get super high and then go right into it. You got to like let it wear
give it like
off
15, 20 minutes or something like that, and then go into
Let the people decide.
Let me actually, let's do that. Let's have someone set up a food eating competition for me to do. You set the rules for it. I will follow the rules.
Within reason.
Don't be like, you need to eat 30 pounds of vegan chicken wings in 15 minutes. It's like, go fuck yourself.
You can do it.
I had 30 pounds.
I don't understand measurements. How many Walkmans is it?
I'd say it's like 17 cassette Walkmans.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I think.
I could do like 5 pounds.
Because then there's the thing, if you're like, are you ever like insanely hungry?
Yeah.
And then you get a bunch of food and then you don't eat as much? Like, I feel like when I'm super hungry, I get fuller quicker.
Because your stomach is like shrunk
tightened,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when I've been watching this food eating guy.
You're obsessed with this guy.
Well, because like it's
would
just.
You kiss him on the lips?
No, I would just shake his hand really firmly if I ever met him and then beg to know where he's going next so I could watch him eat something. I actually showed some to a buddy of mine. He came over yesterday and we were watching him and he's like, if this guy ever eats in Chicago, we got to go see it because I don't even believe what I'm seeing here. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I want to go buy a t-shirt from this guy. Has shirts that say like, I live to eat.
Yeah, I watched this guy eat a bunch of food.
I watched this guy eat food in record time and not throw up. It was the greatest thing I've done all week.
So yeah, someone set this up because I know, people.
Yeah, someone set up a food challenge for Slim that Drama will watch and discuss, and we'll definitely film it and put it on all the platforms, and you can watch it.
Yeah,
and you can be a part of it.
It'll be upsetting.
It'll be so upsetting.
You're picturing fun and games, but eventually you're going to feel the shame that Slim can't feel.
You're picturing it's fun, but if you weren't there for the Los Portales incident, you don't understand how horrific it gets.
Yeah.
Who bet me? Was it Matt that bet me to do that?
I think so.
So yeah, somebody bet me to do it.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
It was quite a while ago. It was before we knew you were a complete animal.
Yeah. That's when everybody started to realize I was a complete animal.
I had known that you had the power, but
God, I want Los Portales so bad right now.
It's one of those things
you
where...
want to go get Portales after this?
No.
I'm gonna go get the
I'm
tallies.
disgusted of the memory.
I'm gonna do a food challenge by myself after this. I'm just gonna go
time me. You just keep yelling, time me. I'm doing so well.
I'm doing so good. I've got your corpse there. I'm like, wow, thanks for showing up and supporting me, drama.
They're like, is that guy eating an insane amount of food with a corpse?
Is that guy eating 7 tortas with a timer with a corpse?
I came across something along with my snuff film. Yeah, the thing, I don't know if I elaborated on it. It's an old VHS grave robbing for morons. A skull. He's holding a skull and he just tells you and it's so detailed. It's one of those videos where people are like, is it real or fake? Yeah, and then they hit the wall. He hits the wall with the skull. And I'm a lemonade, gone in one sip. But
album out tonight.
No one knows if it's real or fake. A lot of people think it's real, and there's I keep reading some
That's
backstory
the best shit,
about
though,
him.
where you can't tell if it's real or fake.
Authentic. It says, and
if it's fake, it's so well done.
Yeah, because it's very detailed. He talks about scalping and the sound you'll hear, and he just says it without he's not super medical, but he obviously has the knowledge of it.
Yeah,
it's that in between.
He's got the experience.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes long. I've watched the whole thing and I've read about it.
Well, because that's what happened with Cannibal Holocaust when it came out. They they arrested the director because they thought he actually let these actors and actresses die.
And then they couldn't find the people because it was some weird tribe. But then he did kill the animals, which is unfortunate.
They did kill all the animals. That's unfortunate. And I think I read a thing. They actually killed more animals than they had in the film.
Yeah,
because they had to do extra takes because they're you didn't kill that monkey right.
Yeah,
go kill another one.
But
make that turtle into soup. God damn it.
There's the DVD called Ensuring Your Spot in Hell, I think is what it is. It's a compilation of 4 films. That one, Grave Robbing for Morons. And then there's one called, what the fuck is it? Morgue of the Dead or something. Everyone constantly talks about how redundant it is. I haven't seen this one. I've seen some
this is a spooky episode. I love this.
Some graphic stills from it this morning at 6:30 in the morning. You know how you want to start your day with severed heads or what have you?
Who doesn't?
Strong cup of coffee, strong stills of severed heads from the 90s that may or may not be real. Those 2 people think are real. The other 2 are apparently just fake. One guy's eating pieces of a body, but he said that it's
pieces?
Fake. I don't know. I didn't look at it. As soon as I read it was fake.
I need more information.
Well, you can buy Ensuring Your Spot in Hell online for $15.
DVD or Blu-ray?
DVD.
Fuck it. I need
Which people hate because it's supposed to be VHS because the grave robbing one was apparently traded around. That's why you can watch that one on, I think you can watch both of those on YouTube. And it's so distorted.
You gotta say that you're an adult, though.
Beautiful aesthetic.
That beautiful 90s grainy, wavy distortion.
Some disturbing imagery.
That's what we're all about, baby.
That's the wormhole I got into, and then I was trying to find a website that sold these type of films just out of curiosity. I'm probably not going to buy it. You can just find it online. And then I was looking at one, and all the cover art of all these films was so shitty, and I was like, this looks
to where it almost like those weird Walmart compilations to where it almost kind of seems like a joke.
No, it looks like when you remember on MySpace how people used to use that one filter where it's just, I don't even know what you call it, but it's just kind of distorts it and makes it look artsy.
Yeah.
And people still use it and it looks corny. It's like that type of shit. And then the titles were very weird and some of them were very upsetting to read. And then I was like, what even are these movies? And then I realized I was looking at legitimate snuff films that you could just buy. And then I was like,
what's the appeal in that?
I don't know, because now I think it's
because I'll be the first to say me and Drama both enjoy a good horror movie. Some good, well, tastefully done gore. Even
not even.
Yeah, I would say it can be shitty gore.
Opposite.
Just as long a good gore movie, love it, fantastic.
Yeah, I like disturbing films that are fake.
I don't like to watch real things
because I'll remember it forever. And
that's
knowing it's real, the worst movies I've seen that are fake, I watch them and I go, "That was just a movie."
Yeah, because you can make that.
Even sometimes there's ones where you're like, I'm gonna convince myself that was just a movie because it's very authentic, and I don't want to talk about it with a lot of people.
That's how I felt about The Den when I first watched it. I was like, I need to convince myself this is fake because it's something very real that can happen. But I was like, I'm still just gonna believe that this is fake because I want to believe it.
But yeah, the snuff film website, they were all on VHSs, and they're like, I think it's more about that, like back when you had to, because I remember at that store I talked about hanging out at as a teenager, they would watch like snuff films and riot films and all this crazy shit. And
I
I've
just
seen
don't
so
get
much
why you
shit.
would want to watch a snuff film.
I
Like,
mean, nowadays it's just all over the internet. You can see it everywhere.
I mean, yeah, you can see like actual.
Some people love to. I know people who exclusively watch people die all the time.
Why?
I think.
What does it do for you? What does it do for them?
Some people are so desensitized that nothing else is interesting.
I don't even.
And then
see
other
that.
people, I think, it helps. Some people I know for sure, it helps them like get over dying. Because you just see someone die, and it's not. I don't know. I've had someone
I
have
get
a conversation
yeah.
like, I like to watch people die online because then I'm not afraid of dying.
I can understand it, yeah.
But then I'm like, then
I
they're
don't.
watching,
I
like,
don't understand it, but
yeah,
like
I won't
understand
do it,
what
but
you're saying.
You can
yeah,
figure it out.
different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
but
which I feel like watching people brutally murdered or dying.
Because I mean, like, I'm not gonna say I
have.
haven't seen my fair share of snuff films online. You know,
We
because you
grew
get
up with the internet when it was unregulated.
unregulated, and just
Rotten.com.
wild. Oh,
I was trying
God.
to find more information about Rotten. I got in a real deep, dark place this morning. And I was like, how did Rotten.com exist? And then I was like finding
full of regret.
Yeah, well, because I also
regret in 4 minutes of bats.
I had also when I was working on the cover artwork for episode 103, we've changed the aesthetic after 100. And I was trying to find some things, and for the rubber cement conversation about the Gucci piercing, I was looking into rubber cement for the cover artwork. You've probably seen it if you're listening. And I found in Google Images a small 4-paneled diagram of a penis with a ripped condom. Then the next frame was putting rubber cement on the bare penis, putting the condom back on, and then coming in it. So if you tear a condom, you can use rubber cement.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, then I looked, and I didn't know this existed. It's like a funny Wikipedia where everything's wacky and fake. And that's what it was from. Yeah, that's what it was from. And it's like very corny, fake, bad jokes littered with it. And that's what it was from. I thought at first, like, this, because it looks like it's clearly a diagram from like ripping a condom and like putting a condom on. And then it was just added with the rubber cement one. But at first, Google Images, sometimes you turn that safe search off and it's insane.
Turn that safe search off, type in female boobs and see what happens.
Yeah, and they need to refine that one.
Really refine it.
Rubber cement condom tear, beautiful Google image search.
Yeah.
Also, I come across a thing, and this will be a little throwback if you've been listening to us for 2 years now of your life, which also I want to say, first year, from the first episodes we recorded to 1 year, that felt so long.
Very
1
long.
year to 2 year felt like
Short.
a blink of an eye.
Yeah,
I feel like
this
this
all
is
just went
insane
by
that this
very
spent
quickly.
another year. So maybe we can last if the years just keep flying by.
If
like
they keep
this.
getting quicker, maybe.
Yeah. Soon. Yeah. Then tomorrow it's year 5 or whatever.
Please. I'm just like, what did we record and say? You said some of the worst things you've ever said in your life, Slim.
I mean, you got it.
Doubt it.
But I'd come across this website. It's OkCupid, the best questions for a first date, which reminded me of the 36 questions to fall in love from episode 14 or something.
From forever ago.
Yeah, almost 100 episodes ago.
Back when people were referencing, we fell in love with you listening to the show.
Yeah, when people said aesthetic weirdly.
Back when we had groupies.
Yeah. R.I.P.
be fucking.
R.I.P. all of our groupies.
Yeah, be fucking.
They all died in a train accident.
Damn,
together.
R.I.P. my groupies. Damn, R.I.P. my groupies.
But apparently what OkCupid did was try to compile the best first questions you can ask on a date to get to know someone, know if you're compatible.
Right, yeah.
So one of the first things they did was ask people for what they would ask on a first date to try to just gauge what people are at. They got almost 300,000 questions. And then they
How do you wipe your booty hole?
They took them and broke them down. So first they figured out what ones they needed to remove completely that would not help anyone in the first date.
Right, which I'm sure was easy with 300,000.
This is my favorite part. There happens to be 3 quick ones, and I wanted to run them by. So when you're, as a company, ask for unfiltered first date questions, these are the 3 examples they included to show the ones they could just throw away. First, if you were to be eaten by a cannibal, how would you like to be prepared? And first off, someone thought that was a perfect first date question to know if you'd be compatible with someone.
I don't get where the compatibility falls into it. It's interesting.
I think if
to
someone,
say the least.
I think if you ask that question on a first date and someone answers within a couple seconds, then you're just compatible because that's an insane. Imagine being on a first date.
I think if somebody answers within the first couple seconds, you need to get the fuck out of there. Well, this is somebody who's thought about preparing human bodies.
Instead of just being like,
this seems like a hanging out for a little while kind of question to me, not a first date.
That's
question.
That's what there's some of these questions that you're like, on a first date, how would you, because they're trying to get away from like, what do you do for a living?
Right.
And we'll get to it. They've narrowed down to a weird extent questions that they think if you have a question in your head without asking directly the question, another way to ask a question that can get you the same answer. We'll get to that. But if you were to be eaten by a cannibal, how would you want to be prepared?
Deep fried.
Deep fried?
Yeah.
Like just... Because I'm like,
chop me up, use the parts of my meat for whatever you're looking for.
Balls and dick.
Yeah, deep fry my balls and dick.
I'd pay to see that and behind a glass case at a museum
I
don't want to sneeze.
I would say also take like my meat around here, make some good tomahawk steaks out of my ribs, you know? Because I want to be like good cuts of meat. Like I want somebody, if somebody's going to eat me, I want them to fucking enjoy it.
We'd all hope to be good cuts of meat, but
right.
You don't know.
I mean, I think you and I got enough marbling that I think we would taste fairly well.
Yeah, I mean, have I been drinking very sugary little fat boy drinks? Because then I'm probably delicious.
Oh yeah, I probably taste.
Have I been dehydrated after a night of drinking 20 beers over 10 hours?
Yeah. My pee's gonna smell so weird later after this.
I know, and it keeps making me think I have diabetes.
I know, because it smells like so sugary sweet. It's like
it smells like sugar smacks.
Yeah,
give me a smack and I'll smack you back.
Give me a smack. I can't get enough of that sugar crisp.
The second question again.
How do you want to be prepared?
I really have no idea. I think deep fried would be interesting.
Yeah, just interesting.
I mean, yeah, that's what...
Chicken fingers?
Question,
nope, drama fingers.
Is the question asking, like, what parts of my body or, like, what meal it would go into?
Because, like, you don't just prepare a whole cow the same way, you know?
Yeah, you got to...
Unless you're making, like, a big beef stew or something,
The aqua scene where they shock deep fry the
whole cow.
Yeah.
Nah, we're deep frying, baby. Give me that big needle. I'm going to fill it full of cheese. My man, what kind? Nacho and pepper jack.
But yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know, put me in a burrito or something. You know what I mean?
But like, how do you want the meat to be prepared? Do you want to be like stewed? Do you want to be fried in a pan? Do you want to be baked?
I'm trying to think reasonably from like if I were to have to eat a piece of a human, like some flesh, some real
human
shit.
Flesh.
Yeah, I'd want it to take. I feel like you gotta, because I've heard it's tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not depending on probably what you cut. So yeah, I feel like maybe a stew. I feel like not baking.
Something where you can let the meat like marinate for
definitely.
a bit, really
yeah,
loosen
maybe
up.
Put it in a Ziploc bag in your fridge with some nice
did you ever see that horror movie Long Pigs?
No, but I've heard about it.
It's very well done if you ever get a chance to watch it. But it's about two guys that follow a Canadian cannibal around while he kills people and then cooks them and prepares them.
Yeah.
And he makes all kinds of different dishes.
Well, have you watched
like
the interviews with like that one cannibal from another country? There's like a Vice documentary with him, and I think he got arrested and then got out like after not that long because I think there wasn't just enough laws about cannibalism. They were like, we don't really know how to deal with it, and he like boasts about it and explains the whole thing because he doesn't feel regret about it.
Well, I've read the one with the Japanese cannibal where he
I think that's him.
Yeah, where he like killed the like foreign exchange student or something like that and ate pieces of her in his apartment.
I think that's a different guy.
I would say I've read the things with that, and that guy's a monster.
Yeah.
Like when you watch his interviews, that guy's just
like,
a demon.
Even like Albert Fish would bake like the buttocks of children,
which is
the
baking.
Pins. Oh yeah, the pins in the body. We'll say
yeah,
and the stem of a rose in your pee hole. I'll loudly say because no one can deal with that, and I also couldn't when I first heard about it.
It's just so much to even consider.
It's a special level of person. You can say that. Like, I don't think I would have ever even thought of that as a possibility.
Right.
You know what I mean?
At what point do you think of that?
Fucked up things pop in my head.
Yeah, we
every
think all
minute
kinds
of
of fucked up shit.
But a rose stem in the pee hole, like you're a vase?
I just puke everywhere.
All right, yeah, so I don't know. I feel like you got to definitely get our meat.
This is a spooky episode. I like this
I think it's just disturbing. Another question. Again, reiterate. First date question. Do you own 3 or more dildos in your room?
I feel like this is geared towards women.
Yeah, I think it's always
because I mean, if you're asking a guy if he's got
if you're
3
asking
dildos,
a lady, how do you want to be?
how do you want to be
How do you wanna
dildoed?
how do you want to be eaten by a cannibal? How do you want to be prepared? That's a great question for.
All right, 3 quick ones. How do you want to be prepared to be eaten? How many dildos do you own? These correlate,
just do you
I promise.
Own 3 or more. That makes it seem like you're fine with 3, but if we're gonna get into 4, 5, 6, I'm not interested. And also the way it's phrased: do you own 3 or more dildos in your room?
Yeah,
that's not even a sentence.
Like, yeah, because what if you got them littered throughout the house? Like you want
No,
to.
they're in my kitchen cabinet.
You got one hidden in the little tank in the toilet
Of
that you can take
course.
out for when you're trying to get a quick shove
Shit
in.
out? Okay.
What would you call that exactly?
I thought you meant like if you got like a stuck poop and you're trying to like.
No, I'm
shove
talking
something
about using a dildo on
While you're
yourself.
shitting?
I'm just saying on the toilet. Like, let's say you take it.
I don't like that.
Is that
atmosphere
that
at
the
all.
equivalent of a blumpkin for a lady if she uses a dildo while she's
No,
taking a
Blumpkin
shit?
needs another person. A
Then what
Blumpkin
is it-
for a
what is
lady
it
is
if
when
you-
I eat her out while she shits. on the
Holy
toilet.
fuck, that is dangerously close territory for
Hey, that's called love, bud. You'll find it one day.
someday, maybe.
Hopefully.
When will I find my girl
A
that wants me
reverse-
to eat her out while she's shitting?
A reverse Blumpkin, she blows you while she shits. Take a little bit off of her plate. You know what I mean? Because then you just stand up in front of her. On
No,
the
you're
toilet
sitting
before.
on the edge of the tub while she's shitting and she bends over and blows you.
That's gonna be bad for her back. You just stand up and she has to bend over a little bit and blows you, and she's just blowing up the toilet at the same time.
like loudly, like
Oh, yeah, very
like with a like where you're like shooting the turds
What
out.
if
and
you
got
were
a lot
with
of
a
gas.
girl and she was like, "I'll blow you anytime I have to take a shit. You can have a blowjob every day, twice a day, maybe if I'm regular and I've been eating my yogurt that's sponsored by Jamie Lee Curtis.
Got my probiotic
My
yogurt.
probiotic. My tummy is fully
Upset.
ready to go. But yeah, you can always get a blowjob when she has to shit. Are you taking her up on these?
Yeah.
Like, you could have a blowjob every day.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
she's
I
gotta
love getting
shit.
my dick sucked so fucking much that I would take it.
And eventually you'd get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, eventually it would be boring.
But then when
for,
you break-
for that first little
No,
bit.
I mean you'd get over the shit smell and the sounds and.
Oh yeah, I'm never
the
gonna get tired of
splash.
blowjobs. I could get 3 a day and be just
No, I'm
fine.
gonna get tired.
I
of
could
one.
get 3 a day and still be like, honey, I'm gonna need you to start eating more fiber. I got you some Fiber One bars. I got you some of those Triscuits. That's like the wicker furniture crackers.
But then you guys break up, and your next girl blows you normal, and she does it with regularity.
and
but
you
you
can't enjoy it as much because you're missing the
farts,
shit. You're missing
the loud
like,
toilet farts, the man farts
like-
that she normally conceals when you're not.
and she doesn't
home.
look like the kind of girl that has man farts, and she's just letting
she's
them
got
rip into the
loud man
toilet. She
farts.
just like lets it completely loose
Man
while
farts
she's
that
blowing.
make you think she has violent diarrhea all the time, but it's just a lot of loud.
just a
echoed
lot,
farts.
just a lot of fiber she's eating.
Normally, if she wasn't blowing you, she'd stand up and let them all out in the bathroom real cute.
but because she's squatting down on
blowing
the
you.
and I'm picturing a real cute girl too,
Oh,
like
very.
real just put
Just
together, real
adorable.
just tiny
Yeah.
little cute
Just,
things,
yeah,
real sweet,
beautiful,
just a
just
beautiful little.
sucking your dick and shitting everywhere.
I gotta go. I'm craving Los Portales and a toilet blowjob.
You can get both there now.
Thank God.
And then finally,
Every time you get a shit blowjob at Los Portales after a food challenge, an angel gets its wings.
not a lot of angels in heaven lately. The third one here, and I'm going to have to emphasize the spelling because the question in itself is fine. The question is, do you have a decent job?
Yeah.
It is spelled HSVE ADESENT job.
A decent.
Do you have a
Do
decent
you
job?
have a decent job?
So that one's not that crazy as far as
I was saying, considering the first two,
yeah,
I
that
feel
one was
like,
just put in there to emphasize how bad people are at spelling sometimes.
I guess.
But yeah, and then for the questions, this will be, for instance, do you want to know, will my date have sex with me on the first date? Ask, do you like the taste of beer? Because based on their research, and there's a chart to back it up, and we'll maybe post it, beer lovers are 60% more likely to be okay with sleeping with someone they've just met.
Yeah, alcohol will do that.
I agree, but it's just interesting.
Alcohol lowers your inhibitions.
Well, it's not even that. They're just saying even people who enjoy the taste of beer are more likely to sleep with you. And then
Wonder
other
what the
ones,
correlation there is then.
I don't know. But that's what, yeah, they have several different ones that will explain, like, do my date and I have long-term potential? Instead of just asking that, you ask, do you like horror movies?
Do you like whores?
Do you like whores?
That'll shut down a first date real quick.
If you don't like whores, we don't have long-term potential. Now, do you like horror movies? Have you ever traveled around another country alone? And wouldn't it be fun to chuck it all and live on a sailboat? If someone answers yes to all that, you're more compatible. You have long-term potential. If you feel the same way, I'd imagine.
I mean, you could say that for any group of standardized questions, I feel like.
Yeah, but it's weird that and we'll just link the article because there's a lot more to read that I'm skipping over, but this is things that they've had a group of people sit down and figure out the correlation between these
I want to see the videotapes from that. I want to figure out what people are putting out because they like the taste of beer and how they want to be prepared to eat.
They analyzed 34,260 real-world couples to find
shit.
These
There's
answers.
that many couples in the world?
Back when this came out, yeah. What was the other one here? If you want to know, do my date and I have the same politics? Ask, do you prefer the people in your life to be simple or complex? If they say complex, they're more likely to be liberal. If they say simple, they're more likely to be conservative.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
There's something.
It's a big joke in there.
Things they say not to ask because this is what people think you should ask to find out about politics. Should burning your country's flag be illegal? Should the death penalty be abolished?
Great first date.
Should gay marriage be legal?
Wow.
Should evolution and creationism be taught side by side in school? Could you imagine sitting down at a date and those are just four of the first questions that come out? Do you think we should be able to burn our country's flag? Should it be illegal? Yes or no? Answer me as soon as you can.
I enjoy the taste of beer.
Oh, you want to fuck? If you want to know, is my date religious? Ask, do spelling and grammar mistakes annoy you? Because they are more likely to be religious the more it annoys them.
I want to know what the correlation there is.
I guess just strict upbringing, if I had to guess.
Because, I mean, I want whoever I'm with to be intelligent enough to be able to write, structured
I want
sentences.
A bitch that can't spell shit.
Why?
She can't cheat on me. Can't set up.
You think just because a bitch can't spell, she won't cheat on you?
All
women are cheaters anyway.
I know.
All women cheat. You just got to accept it.
They can't set up the cheating because they can't spell.
No, they can still set it up.
No.
They'll still cheat on you. Just not in a very... You're more likely to find out about it because they can't, if they're so dumb they can't spell, they're not good at hiding things, I'm going to imagine.
And then these are some questions where if they say yes, the odds are 82% that they'll have sex with you on the first date.
Okay.
So here you go. And I think we've brought this one up before because it's one of my favorite dating questions. In a certain light, wouldn't nuclear war be exciting? If they say yes, they are 82% more likely to fuck you on the first date.
Odd flex, but okay.
Assuming you were in the position to do so, would you launch nuclear weapons under any circumstance?
Why is it all about nuclear weapons? Is it that sudden threat of dying so suddenly that makes you be like, I'll just fuck whatever right now?
Yeah. We've all seen Cabin Fever. And third, could you imagine yourself killing someone? And if they say yes, 82% more likely to fuck you and then probably kill you. Yeah, it's all very dark. If the answers are yes, which again, any of these...
Very dark.
Any of these questions on a first date, could you imagine? Hey,
no.
Nice to meet you. Could you ever imagine yourself killing someone? How would you even present that on a first date?
Like a lot of these, how do you even present them on a first date?
In a certain light, wouldn't nuclear war be exciting? Could you imagine
in a certain
light? That's to ease the blow.
What light are we looking
and
at this in?
exciting? So you're just
exciting's not the right word at all.
Yeah, you're just pumped about it.
Yeah, like you see the mushroom cloud in the distance, you're like, fuck yeah.
You want to be like post-apocalyptic, or you want to...
I don't get why people want to be so post-apocalyptic when you could just die and it's fine.
Yeah, we all want to just...
Die?
Yeah, that's another question.
I'm so pissed
do you want to die?
Waking up every day.
Yeah, I just want to
die.
Yeah, we're gonna get down to brass tacks. I love them shoved in my eyes.
Get down to the nitty gritty. I just want to die.
I want to be like a fly on the wall of a date where you can present almost any of the questions that we've just asked. I don't know how you get.
I want to see a first date where this is going.
I've never
down.
even really had a first date like you see in the movies,
right?
But I can't imagine when. And I would love to know if the person I'm possibly going to date could kill someone.
All right, humble Dapper fans, you know what to do. Go out on first dates, ask them these questions, and report back with your results immediately.
Because I feel like you'd have to be in such a specific line of conversation to throw out.
You'd have to be very comfortable with somebody right away to be able to throw out some of these questions.
I think it could be funny, like right off the bat. They say you're supposed to ask like a fun, ridiculous question to disarm the person and really like
just kind of like ease the tension a little bit.
How many siblings do you have? What?
How many people have you had sex with?
Yeah,
give me the number.
I mean, that I need to know immediately. I prefer that to be text to me before we go
Don't tell
out.
me in person because I'll probably get viciously angry because I'm a very jealous person.
And it'll be like, so you think that we could have sex on our first date because you like the taste of beer, but you've already fucked 43 people this year? This calendar year?
This semester? You fucked 43 people this school year?
This is...
It's only October.
Yeah,
You gotta calm down.
Yeah. Also, tell us what your idea of a great first date question is.
Yeah, give us your go-to. What is something that you ask someone?
It should be, have you ever heard the Dapper Dads podcast?
It should be.
And then if they say, yeah, you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you leave
say, I have to go to the bathroom, and you crawl out of the window, and the window doesn't open, so it's not going to be easy. But
you're going to have to break it. You're going to get your fist all bloody, and then
try
you're
to
going to
flush
get stuck
yourself
in the
down
window
the toilet.
Because God knows our fans statistically have big dumpers, and they can't fit out of windows.
Big dumb person. Most of them are women, so it's
we do say that is a fact. We do statistically have mostly female listeners.
We don't brag about it, and the female
we don't brag about it enough.
No, not publicly.
No, we should though.
We should.
We should be bragging about this a lot more.
We can post.
Bitches love the Dapper Dads.
Yeah, and they love the more offensive things we say. And they egg us on with some of the most offensive.
They
things.
Submit
some of
the most
inappropriate things have come from women.
Yeah,
like. Believe it or not.
no tucks, no joke. Like women have sent us some
literally.
of the grossest fucking things to this show. It's
and
admirable.
I'll talk to women in public, and they'll be like, "Oh, I love the episode about you guys talking about wiping your ass," or when you're talking about you guys always joke about not being able to get boners and stuff. It's so funny. And
yeah,
I'm like,
so funny.
Yeah, that one's so funny.
Yeah, my ED is so fucking funny. The fact I watch so much porn that I have a regular, normal sexual encounter and it doesn't go like a porn, so I can't get it up is so fucking funny, you bitch.
Yeah, or when they're like, I've had girls be like, yeah, what you guys say about sex is always so accurate, or like the porn you watch is like right on par, and I'm like, for what?
On par with what? Is this what you're watching when you're dildoing yourself on the toilet?
Do you have 3 dildos in your room?
Do you
own
have
3
more
dildos in your room? Own 3 in your room. I don't care how many you have.
I don't care if they're decorated on your wall and they're mounted like trophies. How many do you have in your fucking room?
Yeah, I don't care if they're in the dishwasher because you've been cleaning them.
Holy
how many
shit.
are in the room?
Can you imagine going over to
a hot dildo right out of the dishwasher?
First of all, wow.
Warm and comforting?
Very comforting. I was saying since it's summer, you pop them in the freezer, get a nice icy one.
No,
going.
That'll stick to you.
Oh yeah,
I know
like
a girl
a tongue
who put
on a light bulb.
frozen hot dog in herself and had to go to the hospital about it.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's hard to explain.
No, I'm saying like I completely forgot because you got me so fucked up with that hot dog stuck inside the girl. Now I can't stop thinking about it.
And I think it's happened a lot traditionally. And I think she was like 16, so
that's the age to do stupid shit like that, too.
Yeah, like put your cock in a vacuum.
Yeah, you're not going to catch a respectable grown woman
comes
home after a long day of business meetings running her own company and shoves a frozen hot dog up her cooch to cool down.
Yeah, she knows just to keep one in ice water.
I want to know what kind of porn these women who listen to us are watching.
Apparently the same shit.
Which is crazy to me.
One of the things I've
Because who listens to our opinions on sex and they're like, these guys are spot on.
I know, it can't be right.
How sad is your sex life, ladies, if it's on par with what we're saying here on the show?
Well, like,
you need to find somebody that fucks you better.
Yeah, I think
or you need to fuck better.
This whole thing has taught me, this existence of 2 years of doing
what is the culmination of 2 years? What's the best thing you've learned?
I think people are very similar when we say the whole tagline of the podcast, we say the things you only think about.
It's very true.
A lot of people have told me who listens to us regularly fully agrees. So though people might differ with their lifestyles and views and
everyone's
opinions,
pretty much kind of the same.
We're
at
all
the end
kind
of
of watching the same porn. We're all kind of wiping our ass one of 2 ways, obviously. Although in 2 years we've gotten some
wild cars,
some shit that I didn't know.
People are standing on the counter, bending over at the hip, and looking in the mirror.
Yeah, the fact that has been, for me at least, the thing that is referenced to me in person, in whatever.
Yeah, more than anything, people talk to me about wiping their ass.
People I meet are like, yeah, I love the podcast. I wipe my ass like this. I've gotten this in public settings.
Just strangers I've never even met in my life come up to me and tell me how they wipe their own ass.
Or friends I've had for years that I've never even thought about. They'll be like, oh yeah, I listened to it. I wipe my ass standing up. And I'm like, thank you. But it's like,
I had a guy tell me today he started listening to the show and he loves it. He's like, yeah, I'm 8 episodes deep. He's like, I've been burning through them. I'm like, no, it's going to take
There's
you
a lot
minute.
more to burn.
I was like, we're recording 104 tonight?
Yeah, which makes 2 years.
2 years. Congratulations.
Yes, we did.
Thank you.
We did a thing for way longer than I ever
Way longer
thought.
than I thought we would ever do it.
Yeah.
It just shows no signs of stopping.
Which is, I don't like to think about that aspect of it. I want to say specifically, and I think I bring it up a lot because I enjoy podcasts, and it's honestly just an unbelievable feat that it's 104 weeks. There's never been a gap.
No,
you know what I
ever.
mean?
Like we've never missed an episode.
I don't know if I listen to another podcast that hasn't missed a week. Not to toot our own horn. It'll come someday. Something tragic,
astronomical
something finally
is
that breaks one of us will cause a rift in the schedule. But 104 weeks, even us doing it. I never want to say it, knock on wood, never forgot any of the equipment. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
you know, I forget shit all the time.
Yeah, everything has always been
got
here.
the shit.
Everything's always been set up. Everything always runs well.
And we've pretty much, like, obviously there's been gaps where we've done like 2 episodes in a week and changed it, like today's a Thursday.
Right.
But pretty much, yeah, every week we come here, we do this. Somehow people listen. Somehow it hasn't. I feel like it's gotten stronger. Because for a long time, I had a feeling for like, say, 30 episodes that we'd never run out of things to talk about.
Right.
And then it hit so hard that it felt like we had talked about everything. And that was 70 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And now I think like this episode feels like the shining example of we've just decided to get crazier.
Right. Like
and now,
we've run out of just normal
back
things to talk about.
Yeah, we'll occasionally throw some things in, but then you listen and without just talking about 4 minutes of bats and shit, like I feel like we would have fallen apart a long time.
Yeah, I feel like if this thing was gonna fall apart, it would have gone off the rails.
There's so
by
many
now.
things that have like changed all the shit we used to bleep out.
Right.
Like,
we used to. I feel like we used to be
episode-
so modest about things.
Go listen to the second episode again. The bleeps in that are an all-time high.
Ridiculous.
And I think we've learned the things we shouldn't say, and then we've let go of everything.
Pretty
there
much
was
any
a while,
inhibition we had.
Yeah, there was like a while. I feel like everything happened in the 30s episodes.
Right, because it started
where,
getting a
like,
bit more beefy.
I wouldn't have
become more of
talked
a commitment.
about certain things. And I remember having like a few last stories, like fucking the couch and making the ottoman sons. Things when we started, I would have never said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fling that publicly into the internet.
Oh, I'd be
for
lying if
anyone.
I said the show hasn't turned me into more of a monster because it's like I can't. Because I mean, you know me anyway. I just don't.
Unfortunately,
know. But it's like I feel like as time goes on, I in a way almost have to up the ante constantly.
That's exactly what it is.
And so it's like in a way the show has made me more vocal. It's made me more able to talk to people better in public.
Yeah.
But it's also made me way more of a monster if we're gonna be 100% honest with each other.
Yeah, I think we've had to say because like when we started. I remember when we started.
We were over there.
Well, that for sure. That just feels like a lifetime
Yeah, that
ago.
just feels we were babies.
I remember the sitting down and having the meeting about making it, and there was 3 stories I wanted to tell, and then there was ones that you hold on to, and you're like maybe eventually, and now it's just like I've said everything. I don't know what else.
Go. Yeah.
Except there's a few personal details of my life that I keep very
There's
guarded.
there's even things, believe it or not, that
box.
Slim keeps to himself about his life that I won't talk about.
You got to
on the
keep
show.
a couple things, but the things I've said on here and then forget and then are
then I listen
with
back
by
to
someone,
later, or
I
like
hear them.
people bring it up.
And I'm like, kind of wish I didn't say that.
The guy I was talking to today who told me he just got into the show, he was like, I was gonna fuck with you when I saw you today and bring you a copy of Cars 2, and I was like, yeah, that was a thing we did forever ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And Cole won it before we were like close like we are now. You know, that shows you how long this has been going on for.
There was
like
the Dad Squad wasn't even
officially
finalized.
a thing when we started doing. I would say that this kind of launched the Dad Squad in and of
then
itself.
You just were I was stuck with you and we just tacked you on.
Yeah, you guys just kind of accepted
finalized
me.
You. Hazed you to an insane
Still
degree.
hazing me.
Trying to put things in your ass.
And I'm letting it happen.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, please don't do that.
Oh please, no, it hurts.
I can't take any more hazing.
Sir.
Yeah, we make you lick shit off of our shoes, like the Tales from the Crypt episode.
Dare me to go into Walmart and lick ice cream.
Yeah, you'll go to prison for 99 years.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
You can rape a girl behind a dumpster and get put away for 3 months, but go away for 99
hopefully
years
that
for
guy
like a
dies.
nice. Yeah, hopefully. I'm amazed he hasn't been killed yet.
One day.
I won't say his name on the show because I don't want to give him power. But
yeah.
if you know who we're talking about, make sure you pray that he fucking dies.
Yeah, fuck him.
Make a voodoo doll, stab it in the dick.
What do you think? What do you think it's going to be like for year 3? What do you see? What's the trajectory here?
Pretty much more of the same, just more extreme and more of it.
I feel like there's going to hit a point where
because like you said, year 2 just went by so fast. It feels
did.
like
it
went
by insanely quickly.
But it's like I don't know. It just feels like it gets better all the time.
Yeah.
It feels like the more we do this, the more of a I don't know what you would call it. We just have like a better repertoire together.
Compatibility.
Yeah, like we just really
and
riff
it
off
leaks
of each
into
other.
our real life to where then people are around us.
And people get to see us in person together, and they can't even handle us because of how off the wall.
Yeah,
we
like
are.
that. People think because we've said it. It's obviously exaggerated. I don't go around talking about shitting and jerking off in every setting,
right? Yeah.
But I think when people meet us or see us out and they see how it is just this all the time,
yeah,
it's just always not
it's just
so turned
this,
up,
yeah.
but it is these hypotheticals in person that we get more aggressive about because I don't have to watch how loud I have
especially
to talk.
We've been drinking.
Oh yeah, when we've been drinking 18 beers.
I was gonna say I don't think without alcohol the show would exist because like really that's
remember when we started and you were sober?
I was sober and I ate meat. Yeah. That was so
you've
long
changed
ago.
More.
Well, you were the person who honestly
forced you to start drinking.
I don't want
because you were sleeping, and I would always just put a little in there, and I'd be like, "There's already whiskey in your mouth. Maybe you should suck my dick."
No, you're the person that helped me feel comfortable enough with it to the point where I could actually start drinking and being okay with it, and not being an alcoholic
drink casually,
about it.
and then I brought you gently over the cliff, like I do with everybody.
You
and
know
now
me.
you're a monster.
Disgusting monster again.
Yeah. This show has made us disgusting monsters, and honestly, it's taking a great toll on our personal lives. I do want to
what are you gonna do?
emphasize that between the editing and the constant promotion and whatnot. I just hope by year 3 that everybody listens to it. That's what we need.
I want a big
listen.
boom in year 3.
Yeah,
I want this year
big spike.
I'm going to speak exponential growth into this year.
Yeah.
We're going to get so many more listeners. People are finally going to start sharing us on
money.
social media. We're going to make money.
Holy
That's
shit.
going to be the big one. If we can make money this year off this show, that'll be the fucking dream right there.
www.patreon.com/dapperdads, www.thedapperdads.com/shop. Buy a shirt.
Buy all
burn
the shirts.
it. But the proceeds go to 2 disabled gentlemen. Yeah,
and their medicine.
If we can make big, I want this to be my job one day, just for the fact that I can go around and be like, yes, I talk about jerking off and shitting, and
I
it's
get
my
paid for it.
bread
It
and
pays
butter.
my bills.
It pays my bills. Idiots listen to me.
And they pay my bills.
And they pay my bills. So yeah, if you've contact us somehow, comment on everything, tell us that if you've listened to 104 episodes, including 2 Dapper Dabbles that were publicly released, 106
technically
episodes.
there was other Dapper Dabbles that were publicly released or just on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's 2 that everyone can hear, and tell us if you've listened for 2 years of everything. If you're a Patreon, we'll kiss you on the cheek. Allegedly.
We will kiss you on the cheek.
So go
tell
get that shit.
Fans, tell us what you want out of year 3. What do you want to see the Dapper Dads
Please, God,
do?
give us content and ideas. Submit.
What do you want to see Drama and Slim do in year 3?
Yeah, we have, as we've stopped saying so much because we realized how insanely long it takes for other things to come into fruition.
Yeah.
But there definitely will be some things.
We've got some things
soon.
in the pipeline.
There's a big, exciting thing that I'm excited and nervous about, and then there's some other shit, and there's some shit I've been working on forever that feels like it's never going to come to fruition. That's mainly what it is. Things take a long time and a lot of money.
Yeah,
so give us the
much
money and the time. If we had more money, the time would probably speed up. But
I feel like that's right. We're not math guys, but it'll happen. It works.
But I think give us more money and things will come out faster. But there is legitimately shit coming. There's always shit coming.
There's always shit.
It just never ends.
Life's getting
dark.
Here's
to 1,004 episodes.
1,004, baby.
All right.